We have a new joiner here, even two actually, technically.
Yeah.
Ballywick Farthing, and it looks like Story Big Bella. Is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yes, sir.
Is Belinda with us?
Yes, I am on a phone, but yes, and on a
Two
laptop.
players
So
that are on phones and
Yeah, me
laptops.
too.
it's a combination thing. I got a headset in a box somewhere.
Y'all gonna figure it out one day how to find a headset. But it doesn't matter because we're in the mire and there's no headsets in the mire. So everybody turn off your headsets and we'll just communicate like normal humans. We'll yell at each other from great distances. Previously, we met our adventurers. They all gathered in an inn as every D&D adventure ever has ever started in Fairmire. It's at the Bog Bottom Inn, where they met a number of interesting characters as they were awaiting a ranger named Gallon. This fellow was talked up by the town. People seem to appreciate him and the work that he's done. But who knows? Maybe they're just blowing smoke up his ass. It's tough to tell. As the night progressed, there was a going away party for Gallon the Ranger, who I guess was stated before is well beloved character in the town, and not too long after he left, there was an incident. Who can tell me what transpired?
That's
Yeah,
There was a chime noise, I believe, and then there was a scream from upstairs as I can't remember the guy's name. Chuck and his infant babe were assaulted by rats. We
like a
helped
lot
them
of
out.
them.
Yes, there was a ton of
Hundreds.
them.
You did kill.
We dispatched them and saved them, and then discovered there was some kind of marking under the inn, and I think we were going to talk to Nettles after that because we were told by one of the guard people, "Hey, you should talk to that guy."
Either
And we
Rook
also
or
commented
Castle.
with that exact individual how convenient it was that Gallon disappeared, and then this happens exactly the night of.
That is convenient, indeed.
Suspicious, even.
Gallon was heading south to investigate some disappearances that were rather odd that were occurring. You're again approaching the situation, and just a brief reminder about the job that you're taking. You guys are going to be protectors, is maybe a loose term, of this town, dealing with its problems under the employ of the Regions Company. And yeah, you guys were headed up to the inn, or not the inn, rather. You were headed up to Nettle's house to discuss with him the events that had transpired, and we were going to pick it up from there. Our two late attendees, the story that we are going with, is that you all were late to the job interview. And you guys all responded to this job interview in pursuit of money, among other things. So we will pick it up. You guys are Ballywick and Story. You guys are headed up to the inn. Say you guys maybe crossed paths as you were walking up, or you guys arrived at this inn in dishevelment as people were cleaning up mini rat corpses. Heading up to
That was one of the rats.
yeah, that was one of the rats. They barked. Heading up to the mayor's house, but you will arrive a bit later. So picking up the story, in the dead of night, we join our 5 companions who were at the table of the inn, trekking a path up a hill to a rather large manor. There are lights glowing in a number of the windows, but the bottom floor seems to be rather dark. As you guys are approaching, what do you do?
Is there like a obvious entryway? I mean, even if the
Yeah.
lights aren't lit at
Of
the
course,
bottom,
yes.
I will approach.
With your dark vision, you can quite easily see that there is indeed a patio area that encompasses the entirety of this house, and there is a pair of double doors.
I'm gonna go knock on the doors. I mean,
All right.
that's what we're here for.
Is the rest of the party hot on his heels?
I mean,
I
I'm
think
with-
I'm hanging back a little bit.
I am absolutely hanging back from him.
I'm
Have
gonna
I
go with him.
arrived yet?
You have not arrived yet. No.
Okay, then I have no answer.
Yeah, perfect. So, Akri, you pound on the door. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Giving it a nice, good couple thunks. Do you say anything along with that, or are you just giving it some?
Yeah, I'll say, Nettles, get out of here! There was an attack at the inn!
Um,
I want to call up to my friend as a reminder he's a prickly fellow.
I just won't even acknowledge that.
Okay. So you knock at the door, and why don't you make a perception check, Okri? And if anybody else is close by,
That's a
they
16.
may also. Okay.
Apparently I had a million
So-
windows open of this.
Clear enough in the night that is rather calmer at this point. You can still hear some faint shouts, not of panic or issue, but commands being issued amongst the townsfolk down at the inn, and people being awoken, trying to figure out what happened, because not everybody was there. You can still clearly hear the awkward gate of an individual, and it seems like there are uneven sounding steps, kind of thumping down from immediately above you. In this
Does it
Sure.
sound like they're getting closer to me by chance?
initially they sound like they're getting farther away, but after a period of time, one you might even consider to be a bit long in the waiting.
Where's the sound coming from? Sorry.
Above you, there's a two-storied home, and you guys are kind of like in the patio, like an awning, basically.
It's probably walking down the stairs.
Yeah, so he's taking his sweet time with it.
Of course.
But after a few more moments, there is a slight crease in the door that opens, and then it opens more fully as you see a ragged-looking elf in his later years, peg-legged, with a ball of fire in his hands, and he kind of looks to be restraining it
Ball
as
of
he-
fire in his hands. Okay.
as he rips open the door and says, "What do you want? Who are you anyway?"
Real quick, how big is this ball of fire?
It's probably a little bit smaller than his fist. It's kind of floating.
He's got a spell prepared. I'm gonna like see that and kind of push my shield up a little bit, covering a little bit more of my body, and I'll talk to him and say, "We just came from the inn. It's a bit of a scuffle there with some plague rats and whatnot. Bit of dark magic. Figured you should know.
Figured I should know.
People keep saying you're the conservator of the town, are you not?
I am, and who are you?
Well, we were Gallen's replacements, but seemed we've served our purpose already.
Oh, not even in the slightest. But, and he extinguishes the fireball. I was warned of your coming. I just wanted to see what you would say. Come in, all of you. Is there only 5 of you? That's just. I expected more would answer the call. And T motions
That
you
we
to
know.
enter into his home.
I'll go in with him.
Okay. As everybody else following
Yeah, I entered as well.
Okri's lead.
Yeah. There's nobody like else on the outside, right?
None that you can see, apparently. You can make a perception check.
Plan to be the last to enter. Kind of keeping an eye behind us.
So as you start to approach the house, Belinda, and you take a second glance around, you don't see anybody approaching the house, but as you are nearing your preparation to close the door behind you, if you're a courteous person, which I believe you are, and Holgrim's kind of with you, you look back down the pathway and you can see a pair of stragglers. I believe a halfling and a dwarf approaching up the hill.
They're in this house is like they're heading towards this house. It looks like
There's
based
no
on
other
the path,
place for them to be heading.
right? Yeah. You there? Who are you?
Oh, me?
Ballywick. Yeah, I'm still.
Yeah. I'm
Are
literally
you saying
you
this
see
like
this-
pretty loudly?
Pretty woman kind of
loud
walking.
enough for them to hear. So if the people inside would
Yeah.
hear it, then that would be fine. I'm not trying to mask it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
like trying to look over everyone shuffling in at the door, seeing what I can see, but I'm too short, so I can't.
I believe the dwarf had made a response. What mean?
Oh, you talking to me?
I will look at you. I'll look at Hilgrim. I'll look at the person next to you. I believe I am talking to the two people approaching from up the path. And I don't see anyone else around you other than the halfling.
Me either. I suppose you are talking to me. Story, big fellow. What's your name?
Wait, what did you... Sorry, I missed that. What did you say?
He asked you what your name was.
Oh,
He told you his
hello.
name
You're
and
a
asked you
very
what yours
strange
was.
woman.
No, I'm sorry. I definitely asked you for your name first.
Right, it's story.
He gave it.
Oh, that is your name. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's my right.
I thought
What a
you were
name.
having a go. No, sorry. I am Belinda
Fucking weird
Draconis.
around here.
And who is the fellow with you?
I don't know. Who are you?
I'm Ballywick.
You don't know.
Hello.
I'm the bard who's been singing to you for the last 2
sorry, I
hours.
didn't sleep well last night. There was a rat in my room, and it really kept me up. Quite disturbing.
You tip like shit too.
Oh, that might be true.
The elf kind of pushes past you, Okri and Belinda, and says, "Are you here then as additional guests to the job description? Is that correct, sirs?"
I'm here to be hired. I'm not a volunteer.
Well, yes, you will be paid, and also for you,
Yes, I'm
little man.
here.
Yeah, that will be acceptable.
Perfect. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. Please, again, come in. Let's begin signing the papers. Such. He kind of ushers you all into a lounge.
How big is this place?
It's the nicest home that you've seen in this village by a long shot. So far, you've seen maybe a set of 3 rooms. There's a entrance chamber with stairs that head upwards on the right, and to the left opens to a lounge area where there is a fire gently burning. Yeah, there's quite a few lounge chairs and even a desk set here as well. And this peg-legged elf kind of hobbles his way over and kind of addresses as you guys all take a seat in there. Or what are your intentions?
I'm gonna stand.
If there's plenty of room, I'll sit.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of.
And the furnishings are nice, I assume, right? Like,
Yes, they are.
For the swamp.
Yeah, they're higher quality than you would expect to find in this small town. Nice, plush fabric,
As long
Kind
as
of.
they don't look.
unkept.
I'll dust you off a chair to sit
Yeah.
on.
Again, she beams at you, and then accepts the chair with her handkerchief set down.
Even dusting it off wasn't enough. Needs the handkerchief.
Bailiwick climbs on top of a tall stool and sits on it.
Yeah, I've heard from Rook. He sent me a message that 5 were coming. See 2 more. But he had mentioned that the 5 of you did exceptionally well to protect our beloved townsfolk from apparently a large number of rats. Is that correct?
Aye.
Aye.
May I ask, sir? Oh, why wouldn't you go to the going away party for the guy?
I'm not much of a public figure, as it were. I do take care of matters pertaining to Fairmire, but yeah, the festivities and such, not to my like. And all that aside, I should introduce myself properly. I am called Nettles. That is my chosen name for the time. And I would ask each of you yours. I may as well know them so that I can write proper documentation. Then he picks up a pen. Let's start with the 2 newcomers. I take it that you missed the opportunity to prove yourselves at the inn?
Oh, no, I got rid of the rat out of my room right quick.
Oh, so you did dispatch. Well, that's
That was, yes, it was a big one.
wonderful. And Ballywick, Ballywick, I don't know your name. Little halfling fellow. What were you up to?
Sussy.
Well, my name's Bailiwick, and I'm here to have a bit of a culture, and I'm here to make a name for myself.
Make a name for yourself in Fairmire. Well, it's as good a place as any to start. So, it may be so. All right. So, Dwarf, did you say your name?
Oh, no, it's Story.
All right.
Here, I can spell it for you. I grabbed the pen and paper and draw an X.
Oh. Well, that will do for a signature, and this contract is binding, so thank you, Story.
Anytime.
All right. And you said it's Ballywick, and I'll write that up. You, the regal-looking woman, what is your name?
I look over to Theo for a moment just to make sure. Oh, yes. I am Belinda Draconis.
Belinda Draconis. Right?
She will do like the stand, like lift the skirt, like kind of curtsy bow thing before she sits back down, like tucking her skirt back in.
Right, so necessary, I am just a mayor. All right. The woman that she looked at, you got the favor of someone who knows these parts and how to move. I like the look. What's your name?
Theo.
Anything additionally, or just Theo?
Just Theo.
Suppose that will do. And now I've got a pair of dwarves here, and what appears to be a young man. Let's start with the young man.
Hi, my name is Kyrian. Dusklight.
Kyrian
Nice
Dusk. Okay. Good. And the more homely looking dwarf, you go first.
I'll look over to Oakley.
I look at him.
I'll just look at Holgrim
Yeah.
and be like, no. Make a
Straight
nod.
forward.
Three dwarfs are just looking at each other, pointing at each other.
I think he's talking to me.
I think he's talking to Holgrim.
Oh.
I'll take the hint after a while. Oh, name's Holden. I'm here from here, the swamp here, just like rest of the folk, kinda. Unlike these lot.
You pay taxes?
Well, no.
I'm kidding. Nobody pays taxes here. All right. The other one, in the armor.
Oh, Grieve Ericsson at your service. Not from around here or much anywhere, really. Looking for a bit of history on the old dwarven clans.
Well, good luck with that. As it is, I have work for all of you to do. And so, he's just finishing up writing your guys' names. And then he kind of sets them out on the desk in front of him, lays them out. Go ahead, grab your papers and sign them quickly.
It's just like a tiny ledger that we're signing.
It's their contract, right?
Yeah, but they're all
three kinda
individual.
picks it up. Yeah, they just have your name written in a specific area.
Oh.
These are standard issue papers. If you're going to work for the Regent's company, you need to sign them. We need to have you on the books. As simple as that. Come on.
Is
quickly.
it one page?
It's a couple pages.
Story unhesitatingly draws an X.
I will attempt to read the document.
Belinda is full on just reading it and taking Theo's from her and also reading through Theo's.
Exactly, yeah. I'm a scholar,
you.
so I want to know every line in this text.
I've already finished it.
Yeah, so basically what it describes is your chain of command, so that you'll be responding directly to Nettles, and he is going to be able to assign you to any task that he deems worthy of Regent's business. And it also details that you'll be paid a certain amount each week. In this case, I believe the discussed amount was 20 gold pieces a week. And
In
per
green marks
individual.
or in gold?
In green mark. And it also discusses that you will, upon completion of tasks, also receive stock share in the Regent's company, which you can, at the point of your retirement, from the adventuring side, or upon your promotion to beyond being a grunt, you may access and withdraw from as you see fit. It also discusses some terms about what it will mean for you as you purchase goods from quartermasters and tax exemptions and what you can expect and that sort of.
Okay.
It also absolves the Regent's company.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Your classic LLC liability waiver. I will sign the document.
I'll relate all the details to Theo. A quick question. Should we desire not to do a task for whatever our reason might be, maybe we decline it? Is there any kind of clause for that?
Well, it depends on the situation, but that could mean immediate termination of employment. And perhaps a penalty as well.
Penalty?
Well, you would forfeit any stock that you have gained, for sure. And depending on the pressing crisis at hand, you may become an enemy of the region. Green Corps.
How do we get out of this thing once we're done?
Well, it's simple. This is not a binding contract for eternity. As each task
I'm
is
asking
completed.
for how long it is.
Well, this stint is a simple 5-week pay period. Quite simple.
Oh, I'll just sign my name when he says that.
Now, I'm sure that you met with.
I'm just watching Belinda, seeing if she signs it.
Yes, as he continues.
Um,
I'm sure that you have all met with the Gallant, previous town protector. Is that correct?
Aye. We met with them. Not the other two, but we did.
Is that true, Ballywick? Story.
What was that, sir?
We're asking if you met Gallon, and I don't believe either of you have.
Oh, I've never heard of a fellow net by that name.
No, I just picked up the job offer.
Well, that's no concern, sort of. I did hope to get a Gallon's stamp of approval on all of you, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Truth be
As
told, he
is,
didn't do much approving. He saw us and gave us the jobs immediately. Seemed like a milk drinker to me.
I don't really know what that means, but he is a character. In any event, as long as he described it to you, and I will put it in quite simple terms, you will be a net for Fairmile. You'll bring the fish into the boat, and you will keep the mosquitoes out at night. You can understand
Much of a fisher.
Well, it's not literal. It's you're going to make sure that income still flows into Fairmire, and you're going to keep the pests out. That's better. But figurative language sometimes fails me. But that's essentially what you'll be doing, and I actually already have some good business planned for you to do tomorrow. Our resident apothecary, Miss Sasha, she will be taking you on a trip, or at least she will tell you where to go. I'm not exactly sure.
You sure about that?
Yes.
We met with her briefly, and she wouldn't give us the time of day.
I think that's the other alchemist.
No, that's the same one. We only have the one.
Oh.
But she probably didn't know who you are, and frankly, I don't really know who you are yet either. But you'll prove to be useful, you'll prove to be useful, I'm sure.
Do we just show her our papers then? Or are you going to give us some kind of seal of the realm?
I'll talk to her tomorrow, and then we'll clear this up. But if you would, Rook gave me a quick rundown. You said that there was an attack. There's numerous rats, golfing with rats. Lots of rats at the inn. Just seemed to be a natural.
Oh, it was not natural. That's for sure.
Furthest thing from it. They were swarming as if they were made of one, I don't know what you call it, a tidal wave of rats.
Kieran found a message from him. It was under the inn. It said something like, they will turn to death or something like that. I don't remember. What did it say, Kieran?
Oh god, where is this written down? I swear I have it written down.
Oh god,
I'm
oh
like
god.
frantically looking.
It's probably still there. We could just go show you. It's like, under the inn, and there's like, they drew a little circle or something, and...
the people
how
won't
do you
be
know that
people
this
when they hear this sound.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. The people won't be people when they hear this sound, and we heard the thing, like it's like a whistle or something.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like just some common graffiti or something. Well, are you sure that?
Well,
it's
that's where the
connected?
sound was coming from. Was right under the inn.
What sound are you talking about? What did you hear?
Oh, I told you, it was like a whistle, like a
whistle.
loud whistle, and all the rats just start swarming.
Can anyone else vouch for you that you heard this odd sound?
I've lived in this swamp
Aye.
for my
We
whole
all heard
life.
it.
I'd never heard anything like it.
We all heard the sound and then the trouble started. You don't believe all of us, do you? Go ask anyone at the inn then.
That's what I'm saying. Is there anybody from town that can say that? There's one thing that you've kind of you've done us a service, maybe, but maybe you're a group of drifters, and you're
playing at being heroes or something, you know. Perhaps you caused the rats to swarm. What do you think about that?
I'll point. Young Kieran here almost freaking died. Look at him. He's just covered in fucking blood and plague.
I still have little bites on me.
Quite convincing. Interesting story.
He's just a boy. You think we just... I mean, what kind of Looney Tunes show you think we're running here?
Have you brought us here to trust us, or have you brought us here to shit-talk us?
You hear a loud thump from upstairs. It sounds like almost like furniture crashing.
Sounds like you might need a little bit of our help now. What's that?
No, don't worry about it. Nothing. Yeah, you guys seem like you're quite telling the truth. I trust you. I trust.
There's another crash from upstairs, and you see him perform a hand gesture, and point his finger up above.
Cast a spell?
It does appear to be that he did.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I just, I wanted to make sure that I covered all the bases. I believe you. But to what end? Why would some rats attack our homely inn here in Fairmire? It doesn't seem particularly prime target. There's plenty of larger towns, and well, it's just odd. It's odd.
Maybe the person upstairs might have an idea.
Trust me, she does not have many of those.
Well, the attack to them, that guy and his baby, maybe they pissed somebody off or something. We should ask him.
Things that Chuck Bogbottom caused a problem with someone.
I don't know.
Uh,
Seems like the person to ask a question. You should ask a man a question like that after he gets attacked.
Sure. Well, it's certainly possible. We will investigate it. I have a pair of individuals joining us from the Knights of Khan who will be taking up some of the protection duties here in town while you guys are performing some more interesting actions.
Now, there's a suspect. You want to talk about someone who might fake some shit to look like heroes? It'd be the Knights.
Well, trust me, I don't trust them as far as I could throw them, and kind of glances down at his weak little limbs and says, that's not particularly far. But they are a gift from the higher-ups to help stabilize the region, and I would be remiss if I turned them away. So, free help is free help. But you're not free help, so you will actually be doing things that will net the town money, hopefully. I pay no mind to the events that happened today. I'm sure that they will resolve themselves down the line. Besides, it was just a few rats, and I will tell the alchemist to brew up some more poison, some traps. It will be taken. All right. Now, I'll just give you a brief rundown on what you are planning on doing tomorrow, but Sasha will have some more information, perhaps. She's seeking after, I think she called it green blood, sap of some particular tree that, as again, she'll probably have more information on. And she needs it delivered rather quickly because it loses its potency with haste. The quartermaster will provide you with probably a pair of boats, considering your number. 7 in total. That's quite nice. And you'll go about collecting this blood and bringing it back to her. And that will take you perhaps a week, and you'll be paid.
Well, is
Simple
it
as
blood or
that.
is it sap?
Well, she called it green blood. I mean, it's a pretty fancy name for sap. But, yes. And you hear another crash that sounds now like there's glass that was being broken upstairs. And he kind of sighs.
You sure you don't need us to help you out up there? Get your
Well-
hands full.
Trust me, I think you are, in a way, by completing this task. Hopefully that you will. He kind of looks you up and down. Do you have any symbols denoting
I have like a
that
holy
you're-
symbol around my necklace, but that's well, I
Yeah.
picked that as my holy symbol. But there's nothing else that's like denoting religion on me other than like
Sure.
my actual hammer.
Yeah. You seem to serve the gods. Perhaps even an old one, considering your age. How capable are you, friend?
Quite old.
That's not what I asked. You are old. I can see that plain as day. I'm asking how capable you are in the faith.
I am quite capable. What do you mean? Do you know of the faith of Grungoldaraz?
Haven't heard the name in a long time, and even
And
fewer
you've heard of
still
it then?
prophets. Yes, I was there on the Old Testament, just the same as you, apparently. No prophet has arisen of great quality from any of those old religions, hence our leaving. So I suspect that they don't hold much sway here on Banthachel. I paid a good deal of money searching for some cleric of some quality that could help my wife in her affliction, and none were able to.
And what affliction exactly is that?
It's an issue with the mind. Some trauma in her past has caused her to lose a good deal of it. Put plain. And I believe that Sasha may be able to help her, and that's why I'm continuing to support her endeavors despite being mostly a money sink. But hopefully it works out in the end. No one of any quality of faith has ever been able to help. Even the Knights of Karn, what one I could buy, seemed to be unable. I asked some members of the Twins and even a priest from the marshes here, but I don't rightly think that any of these things they worship are gods, much like our old world. They seem to be just some minor beings of power. Well, greater than us in any of it, but not anything to get excited about.
Wish you the best of luck on your quest to find someone who can help you and your wife, but you are right, I am not the best at curing maladies of the mind. Less not yet, anyways.
If that ever changes, then please make your services aware. It will pay you handsomely.
I just nodded.
Another crash from upstairs. All right.
Well,
I've
perhaps we
had
should be
enough
off.
of entertaining, yes. Please, depart. Go find yourselves rooms at the inn if you don't already have them. Maybe clean them up if there are a number of rats with them. And I will see you in a week's time to pay you. If I have need of you sooner, or mention who among you would claim leadership? Is it this noble woman here, or this dwarf who seems to do most of the talking?
I don't think we're going to establish quite head of the party just yet. We just met. We'll have to see what each other are capable of.
Well, that's fine, but who should I pass along messages to?
I don't care.
Whoever
pick
you
someone.
want.
I'm getting tired just from listening to your ramble.
Well, we can at least be sure that it won't be him. I would take up the cause if needed.
Why don't we see
Fine, then.
who doesn't die first?
It's a great idea.
That is a good point. I'll start with Okri, and if he's dead, then I'll go down the list. All right. I'll be off then, and yeah, good luck and all that. Appreciate your willingness to serve Fairmire and the Regent's company. I'm
Yes,
sure
yes,
it will
just
be a fruitful relationship.
Don't forget to come in.
Okay.
We'll see you around.
Of course. And he kind of shoos you off as you guys gather your things and step out.
Unless anyone says they want to do anything else, as we're walking back to the inn, I would like to ask the two new additions, Ballywick and Story, was it? What are your capabilities? Welcome to the party, but I know not what you contribute.
I can entertain.
He kind of leans side to side, and you see that he's got two large flails crisscrossed across his back. He's got a lot of scars on his body. He's got he's kind of really laid down. He's got two big flails crisscrossed across his back, but he also has a number of javelins and daggers strapped to various parts of his body. And apparently a lot of cooking utensils. I bought a lot of those for some reason. He just kind of like grunts and like shifts so you can see the flails dangling there. He's like, oh, I can hit things pretty good.
Bit of a fine housecarl you'll make. And what about you?
What?
Ballywick.
I can sing, I can entertain, I can inspire. He pulls out his bagpipes. Do you want me to show you right now?
Why not? Could use a bit of song.
He starts playing his bagpipes. Oh,
Bagpipes. How late is it right now?
oh, I came here to make pride of my sire, but if I fuck up, I'll end up on a pyre.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Go ahead and make a performance check.
Fucking bagpipes.
Character sheet's quite blank right now. I'm just gonna roll 1d10 plus 6. No, d20 plus 6.
I did give you a character sheet that should be in your...
Okay, well, I get to re-roll that because I'm lucky.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Using it.
Just decide to change
funny.
your performance.
Oh my god, that's great.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's let's take a look here. It's decent. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You know, he's actually probably even better than Flanks, the guy that was in the inn. But it's probably not the best moment to be playing in the middle of the night. Like, you can hear the crickets deaden, and you're at the top of this hill. So if sound carries any amount of distance, some folks in town are probably
Impressive.
like,
I haven't heard the pipes played like that in a long time, but perhaps you keep it down, maybe till tomorrow. These people have been through quite a bit tonight.
Oh,
And you can hear from the balcony of the house behind you that you just left. What the hell are you doing? Get away
He's
from my
playing
house!
music. Let him be.
No! Get out of here! Go to bed!
It is pretty late though, right?
Yes.
Okay, then, unless someone says we're doing anything else, I was gonna go talk to Chuck, but he's probably asleep, so I will just go find my bed.
Was a harrowing night.
My real excuse is that I'm gonna go get a drink, so I'll be right back.
Sure. So you guys all return to the inn. You guys cover the rooms that were given to you. Ballywick and Story, it appears that through some connection, you see that Rook's still wide awake at the inn, and gives you kind of a nod to one of the guards there. And guys seem to all have acquired some accommodations for the evening. Smaller beds for the small folk. And you guys take your rest. You guys can take a long rest, restore anything that was used. Luck, for instance.
yes.
And Belinda and I read that book.
You'd have to ask Kieran when I had it last, I think.
The book?
It was making the
Yeah.
rounds around the table, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to her.
Okay. So you can begin slamming through some of the knowledge about the animals and flora and fauna that grow in the swamps. Probably not quite the way finished, as it is pretty late in the evening. Do either of you guys have any reason that you take shorter rests, or?
No, I would totally sleep.
Okay. So you guys take your time. And in the morning, you can see that there are a number of men and women who are preparing for the day. Boats that are shipping out to do some manner of commerce on the water, whether be it fishing or moving goods. This town gets up rather early, and so do you. The lake and well, really even more of a sea, and the town itself is encased in a pretty good layer of mist or fog this early in the morning. Probably pretty low visibility to 100 feet. And yeah, you guys are refreshed. Coming down into the inn, you see that there is breakfast that's prepared. Looks like it is just a simple bacon, eggs, and some type of pastry that's prepared that you receive a small portion of free of charge. As Chuck kind of lays some of it out for you. Hey, I gotta say, I gotta thank you again there, Valkyrie, crew, Melinda, Gary, and even. Although, from some accounts, you were just running around with a big old pile of rat on you. At least they weren't eating us up, so I really appreciate it, all of you.
I got a question for you.
Sorry, I'm back.
If you don't mind.
Sure.
Does this phrase mean anything to you? It's when they hear this, they won't be human anymore, or something like that.
It's not much of a phrase. I can't say that I really know what that means. No.
All right. Well, I don't rightly either. I just figured I'd ask you. It's what we found written on the bottom of like a post under the inn here, where the sound was coming from last night.
That's pretty odd. I'll have to take a look at it later.
The people won't be people when they hear this tune. Theo had it written down. Sorry, I don't know if is this the same evening or did we go to sleep and wake up?
Oh,
this is
we're at breakfast.
So you make that correction.
Did you sleep?
Yes, I did, and now I'm coming down with just coming down the stairs, putting my last pant leg on.
Yeah. Well, no, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Who are we talking to?
Be people when they hear this sound. This is Chuck. Doesn't mean anything to me at all. Sorry to say. But if you figure it out, I'm sure the mayor will be interested, and we can hopefully put this to rest. Well, my understanding, most people didn't see any more rats during the night, so you either scared them all off or killed most of them. I'm not sure.
Yes, that makes sense. Do you got like some traveling food, or do we get that from the quartermaster?
You do want to talk to the quartermaster. That's what's his name? Samuel Wiles. Yeah, that's it.
I thought the quartermaster was the lady. Am I wrong about that?
Well, there is Edith, who's the daughter. She runs the shop most of the time, but Samuel is the quartermaster.
Oh, Belinda wants to lean over to the two newcomers. We're not supposed to make moves on the lady.
Which one?
Edith has been spoken for by the town's local hero.
Right.
Local hero, huh?
I've got a wife, I'm alright.
You've got a wife?
Oh, yeah, she's back at the mine.
Back in the mines.
She's a miner.
Well.
Make sure you do your best to keep that one around. Good head on her shoulders if she's a miner.
Yeah. If I was married to you, I'd be happy if you were gone too.
Gosh, that's what she says all the time.
Ballywick. Have some respect for your fellow dwarf. Actually, you're not a dwarf. Never mind.
He's a little kneecapper.
Even smaller than both of you. All of you. That's the same. You guys finish up your breakfast.
Fucking schooner.
And you are directed towards another large structure near the water's edge that is very clearly a region's headquarters, supply area. As you approach, if you approach, is that what you guys would like to do? You guys have more opportunities amongst the town, should you so choose.
As we were walking, I just want to kind of like hook Theo's arm and compliment her on being the tallest person in this party.
Yes, we all know you're in love with your bodyguards. Anyway, do we need to restock on anything? I think, Belinda, you were looking for new dyes or something weird last time we were looking to set out.
I think he's mad. He's shorter. That's what I'm getting.
Well, that can be a problem for those who are challenged in the height department.
What's that, lass? I can't hear you from up there.
Don't worry about it.
I won't.
We'll wink at him.
Yes, you all are kind of shit talking, maybe outside, kind of deciding what you want to do next. You see a woman approaching you rather quickly, her arm in a sling. She's kind of got some auburn hair, not a particularly slender figure either, but she is dressed rather finely compared to most of the townsfolk, and isn't sporting anything that directly affiliates her with the Regent's company either. As she kind of moves up with a huff up the stairs towards you all, she kind of takes a pause, and assesses you. Oh, you guys you're the ones, is that right? The new blood, is that it?
Aye, we're the ones.
Yes, you match the description well enough. Do you know anything about the swamps at all? Are you actually going to get lost and die? Because I feel like this is pointless.
I don't think we will. This one right here, and I'll point to Holgrim, knows his way around the town. He's even a local of the swamp himself.
He smells like it too.
Think we're in good company.
Well, fine. It's no small matter to draw green blood from a witch willow. And she kind of raises her slung arm slightly. But it is quite profitable if you can do so. And she reaches into a knapsack that she has with her and brings out some strange spiked instruments that are kind of hollow. The first difficulty is in finding it. The one that I found was in a grove about 3 days east of here. No, west of here. Excuse me. And it was up a few paths, mostly farmlands, or that's what you call them. These people. All that to say, it's on the main pathways that don't change often. 2 days that direction, thereabouts, hang a north, past, I think it's Quicky's farm. You'll see it. They're Looney Tunes. And once you get there, to the north current, or whatever the hell they call these stupid pathways, head north for maybe another day, and you'll come across this terribly loud croaking. That's where you'll know you're in the right area. What you're looking for is a tree, obviously, that has just these wild, wispy branches. They kind of swirl down. They're not stretching out. They curve down in a spiral. And there'll be nice big clumps of them. And their petals are small, gray, and the slight tinge of green down the center. What you're going to want to do is take this, and holds up the spike in their good arm, stab it to the center, maybe 5 feet from its base where it touches the water, and drain out its blood into these vials. And she sets out 3 sets of 5 vials.
So 15 total?
Seems
Yeah.
reasonable, but now you're going to tell us about how we can prevent ourselves from falling prey to whatever did that to you. And I'll point at her sling.
Well, for starters, if you see any people who look like frogs, just act tough.
Frogmen!
Yes, those ones.
What in the world?
If you're, strong like you all look you are, you should be fine. They won't bother you.
I'll puff out my belly.
For me, mostly that's the only major concern. But really, I tripped. That's the only tripped on. I was getting back into my boat, hurt my arm something fierce, and I also realized that I probably shouldn't be the one doing this stuff. So that's perfect. We have some more capable individuals that can go and do this. The tree itself might whip at you a little bit, but they're not. It's nothing you can't handle.
Was the ritual
Can we
covered in
get
the
those
book?
directions one more time? We go like
I
west
got it.
and then north and
Yeah.
West and then north and then
North
north.
2 days.
all right.
It's
Loud croaking.
Theo's got a bit of a steel trap that should come in handy.
That I do.
One more question. Do you have any Eye of Newt?
Petrified.
Petrified.
no, I don't.
You know where we can get any?
No, I don't.
Great.
Yeah. So once you get all the vials, bring them back to me, filled. You may need to find 2 trees. If the first one you find is insignificant in size. If that's the case, do it as quickly as you can. But say you get 10 vials. Bring those back within 5 days. That's really kind of the cutoff for this. And make sure they're sealed correctly. And she kind of shows it to you. To Theo in particular.
Was the witch willow covered in the book we read?
No, it really kind of wasn't. But something of similar description was covered. Well, why don't you make a survival check or a nature check or a history check, whichever you prefer.
Can I help her
I
by
just want to point out that I took detailed
trying
notes.
to talk about it?
Yes, you can. And you guys, anybody who read the book can.
I took very
I'll do this
detailed
one.
notes. I will help you.
Yeah.
Can I make it a history check based on my or a nature check based on my background?
Yes.
I don't know how me helping you helps you, but I'm doing it.
Sure.
You said history, nature, survival.
Yeah. I would say collectively, with the way that you guys have read that book, you guys are kind of putting it together that the Bullywogs use these witch willows to protect where they spawn their kids.
Okay, that's good to know. Very good to know, even.
And Ballywick can even roll inspiration. Someone can roll an inspiration die if they want.
Give it to Kyrian.
Sure.
Kyrian,
Yeah.
roll a d6.
Heck yeah.
It's not gonna help, is it?
Why
Go
not?
ahead. Do it.
Ooh, that gives him a 22.
Yeah. Holgrim and Kyrian both kind of putting that together.
Oh, I didn't realize that Holgrim had an
Yeah.
advantage. Okay, well, never mind.
All the same. You
Never
guys know
mind.
that case.
All right. Is it useless to you if we don't fill them all? Because you said they deteriorate. So
Yes,
You know-
yes. I said specifically, if you only get 10, bring them back within 5 days. It's not important to me that I have 5 and 10 useless ones. I would rather have 10 good ones and be lacking the 5. Just bring me as many as you can within the time. 5 days. Should be simple.
all right.
And I guess, because Nettles asked me to, she will produce 2 minor healing potions. 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2s, huh? Okay. I think the other ones we got were worse than that.
1d4 plus 1.
Yeah.
There you go. These are even better.
Who should we give to? The new people don't have any healing. Maybe we should just give them those.
Oh, well, I don't have any way to heal myself, but I'm pretty tough.
That's what I like to hear, but it's... You never know when you might be the last one standing.
Well, all right.
Then she hands them, both of them, to Story anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Kind of disgusted that she even has to get close to you.
What the... Is she a human? Or an elf? Hello? Am I lagging?
And speaking to you all. And she kind of turns on a heel and starts walking back to her
You guys hear
apothecary.
me?
We did. Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. I don't know. My internet lagged and I didn't hear anything for 10 seconds. I don't
Yeah.
even know if what I asked got through.
Yeah, we heard you. Yeah, she just seemed like she is too good for this town. And then
Okay,
you guys
gotcha.
just kind of wished you guys good luck and stomped off.
Sorry about that. Alright.
So there you go. The day is yours. What do you do?
Well, if we have 5 days, we should probably get on it.
Well, maybe I misunderstood. I thought the 5 days was after we acquired
I
the
think
thing.
that is true. I think we were given a series of
it.
tasks to complete in 7 days. This one was one of them, and the period before this, once we collect it, the substance goes bad, is 5 days. If I'm understanding everything correctly.
Got it.
You weren't given any other tasks to complete. Besides
Okay,
it.
okay. All right. Belinda, are you totally worthless without these eyes of Newt? You must have them for your spellcasting?
She's not worthless.
Well,
Yeah.
she was quite persistent about the need for such things.
I prefer to use the actual. I find them more potent when materials are used. I have another method, but before anything else, I do believe I was going to be given pants. And that, I think,
Yeah.
would be a great boon.
Probably quite a bit
to me.
better than your dress going through the
Are
marshes.
you not wearing pants?
She's wearing a dress, can't you see?
She's in a day dress.
Oh, that makes more sense.
It's out.
Gonna need to get you a monocle before we get
It's
out
like,
of here,
what kind of
lad.
game did I join?
Yeah, awesome.
A
Well,
proper
what's
pair of
not be
pants
happy
and
about
boots
this?
would be
Meet the.
perfect.
Or was,
And
that
maybe
wasn't the
some gloves.
quartermaster, was it?
It was at the
you
quartermaster,
you
yes.
do need to meet the quartermaster.
Okay, that's what I was saying. Is we hadn't. That
Yeah.
wasn't actually her.
No.
Well, we need to get to the quartermaster to get you your pants.
Yes, and hopefully she'll have some gloves for us as well. It sounds sticky.
Lass, if you think you're getting out of this without dirtying your hands a little bit, you got another thing coming.
She's gonna like hold her hands out and like flip them back and forth. No, I think it's quite possible if you wear gloves.
I don't think so. We'll see. You'll see.
Lady,
Well,
your dress is worth
gloves.
more than they're paying us for 3 weeks. Why are you here?
Thank you. Little... Holgrim's saying what we're all thinking.
Boy, I think the lady's right. I haven't showered in 3 weeks and I'm perfectly clean. He's not.
Yeah,
layers.
okay.
That's good. You guys are kind of bickering amongst yourselves as you move towards the quartermaster's dock. You can see that there are a number of small craft here, and the waterways inland, if you could call it that, are readily apparent to the south of this town. As you enter in, you see a number of crates with younger children, maybe 8 to 10, 12 at the oldest, are cracking them open, unloading things off of the dockside, and just generally doing a bit of the labor, with some adults directing them at times. And you again see, speaking with pair of looks to be new individuals in town. Edith Wiles, rather homely looking woman, that you had met the previous day, who apparently is the betrothed to Gallon. She kind of waves off the two individuals as she sees you all. And she says, oh, again, I am just so impressed that immediately after you all arrive in town, you're able to take care of things so quickly. I was very concerned for the town in general as Gallon was leaving, but in your hands, I think we'll be okay. What can I get you all?
The princess here needs some pants.
No, we had already discussed this. She was sizing them down for me.
Right,
but
right.
I would like a pair of gloves at least. It seems that we are bound for the swamps.
Well,
Sturdy ones.
Of course, yes. Any particular use for these gloves that we should keep in mind?
Might have to plunge something into a tree, and there might be eggs about. So some durability.
Sure.
As Theo has said.
It sounds slippery as well. We'll see if we got any textured grips. All right. She kind of starts looking around, and she's opening ledgers to see like if they even have anything that's remotely like this. And takes her a couple minutes, but she does find something in one of the books that she's looking for. And she opens up a crate, sets them down in front of you. They are just way too big. And she says,
Linda just like she doesn't sigh, but you know.
sorry, that the only thing that we have is like men's sized gloves, and well, yeah. Sorry.
Looking around at the party, whose hands would they fit the best?
Any of the dwarves.
Tyrion, maybe. Maybe a little big on him. Theo, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
I will turn to Theo. To be fair, you are much stronger than I. If we are plunging into anything.
I
There's
suppose a
definitely
new
something
pair
weirder
wouldn't hurt.
there. Always on the joke.
I give you one
Yes.
pair.
All right. Yeah. And I've actually been instructed. I pray it's not true. You guys are needing boats. You're leaving town already.
That's what we were told to do, yeah. The
But,
Finkel Finger Man. What's that guy's name? I always want to say Finger.
Nettles.
Oh, Nettles or Needles or yeah, that
Yeah.
guy. We're going
Nettles.
to get the blood of a green tree and meet the
I think it
frogmen.
was called a witch willow. Or
Well,
something
how
to
is
the
that?
effect.
How is that going to solve the problem with the rats?
It's not. He said as much. I mean,
Oh, I
See,
don't
look,
know. I
Definitely we
myself.
want to be praying that there isn't a rat attack while we're gone.
kind
he
of
said there'll be some Knights of Karn here to protect everyone.
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
Do I
guess
know
those
much
two
of the Knights of
fellows earlier.
Karn on this character, Tom?
So anybody with any political savvy, as long as they're not super isolated, knows that the Knights of Karn are basically peacekeepers and people who are trying to restore some of these kingdoms after they have
Fallen to
struggled,
ruin.
fallen to ruin. So
Mm-hmm.
you've heard that they're active in the kingdom of Salura right now, as there was a great destruction that happened maybe a couple months ago. And in Gelrin, you've heard that the great calamity has befallen that city. Not sure to what extent or what had occurred exactly, but the Knights of Karn are part of the restoration process in that region as well. And then in general, that the Knights of Karn, their god Karn stands for society, civilization, and order. And so they're people who have those ideals in mind. But there is also a very negative connotation to them. A lot of people do not like them for various reasons.
Okay. Obviously, I know that, but I didn't know if my character knew that.
I would say that for the most part, everybody here has that general knowledge.
Cool.
And she says, "Oh, I guess I was just speaking to a pair of them. I had hoped that you guys would put us a little more at ease. We heard talk. Flanks was saying that there was some strange sound. It's kind of disappointing, guys. Thought you guys were here to protect us."
Well, kinda, but we're
Some
really here to
noise?
do what the guy tells us to do, and this is what he told us to do.
Right.
So,
well, Galen was
I hate
under
to
the
say
employ
it,
of
but
Mr. Nettles, was he not?
Well, yes, but he
And
never
Galen protected the city.
neglected our town when there was a problem like this.
I'll kind of squint at her.
have you ever met his wife?
Isn't this his? Oh.
No,
Yeah.
No, I
Nichols'
see what you're
wife.
Are you saying, miss, that this might be the first time that Nettles is sending off the supposed protectors in the middle of a potential problem? I'm trying to make a insight check, see if...
Sure, go ahead.
Well, let me tell you what I'm thinking before I just tell you what I want to do. I'm wondering if this is like... If she is genuinely saying this has never happened before, is Nettles like setting up the town to be like further like messed up while we're gone? I mean, the Knights of Karn, I don't have the highest respect for them, I assume. If Galen was protecting the town the whole time and this has happened and we're being sent away, that seems a little suspect to me.
Sure. with that in mind, you could make an insight check.
Critical. 23.
So the way that you're understanding her and her concern is that she genuinely thinks that Gallon never left a problem for the town ever. And anytime he went away, he was going to deal with a direct threat, Fairmire.
Okay.
That is what she believes.
Sure, that's reasonable for her to believe then.
Mhm.
Alright, I'll just keep that to myself for now.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll trust Nettles, and if those other strangers protect us, it's fine, but I just don't want to see anybody get hurt, and, well, I had a bit of confidence in you. I even, well, I baked you a pie.
Oh, good heavens! She made us a pie. I do believe, if I recall correctly, that Galen said we were to accept jobs from any member of the town, correct?
Oh yeah, Gallon would help anybody who asked.
Was that a part of our contract? To accept
Kind of, yeah.
jobs from the town? So, if we are to accept jobs from any requesting townsfolk, well, I mean, does that also not mean we could also do a job if we were to be asked? By, say, somebody who was very concerned about the town and wanted us to investigate a rat problem. If there was ever anybody to ask us.
Kind of looks excited at this. Well, yes, of course. I mean, please figure out why this happened. I mean, Chuck's kid almost died.
Oh my gosh, it's happened. We've had a quest given to us by a townsfolk. Whatever shall we do? And there's
Well, that's
pie.
great and all, but now we have conflicting quests on it, don't we?
Mary, no. I do not think there was a time limit on the sap other than we must return it in time.
Nettles asked that you take care of it in a week.
That's where the 7-day thing came from, yeah.
But it was like, how many days was it to travel out, roughly speaking?
Few.
It was a few days
At
there.
least 4.
That's why we're getting boats.
Let's just Scooby Doo this.
It was
Split up the gang.
2 days out, 2 days back, right?
Bad idea.
It was 3-ish days out and 3-ish days back.
That leaves us 1 day to
Assuming
solve
that no issues arise along the way.
Right.
And that'll never happen.
That would never happen.
Anyways, she hands out this rather large pie that's she kind of sets it in front of you. It looks just this beautiful golden crust.
Does it smell of anything?
Does a gorgeous smell. It's almost exotic fruits if you're not particularly familiar with parts of the swamp.
Is this a rat pie, miss?
No. That's disgusting. But we did actually gather up rats. So we're probably gonna. But no. This is it's a medley of perfect, succulent flavor. I promise you that. Just enjoy it so much. It's got a bit of tartness too, but the sweet cuts through.
Is it like
Down
fresh
in-
or is it like cold?
It's relatively fresh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's still some warmth coming up. But all that's to say, your boats are ready. They're the ones on the third tier over there. And she kind of gestures out one of the doors. There's 2 flat boats. That, be careful; they tip pretty easy. You're gonna want to have at least 2 people pulling along at any time.
How much for the gloves?
Well, Nettles actually told me to kind of get you guys set up on your way. So the pants and the gloves are free. And if you need any more weapons or anything like that, he said, just give them what they need within reason.
Thank you.
You got
Thank
any
you, Nettle.
poisons?
Well, we just used up most of our rat poison, as you can imagine. But
That makes sense, yeah.
we do have like a little bit that guess is supposed to be specific to like bats. I don't know if you're gonna need that out there.
What about frogs or toads?
Poisoned frogs or toads?
No. Things that'll poison a frog or a toad.
No. No, we don't have anything like I mean, like if they eat it, I guess a rat poison would probably do it too. I mean, any of this would, but it's not gonna. Are you just trying to kill regular frogs?
Sure. Yeah. A lot of them. Like, I don't know, 600-700.
No, we don't have. No, we don't have anything like that. No.
I don't need a large quantity, just a large potency. See what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But again, this isn't.
Well, I figured it seemed within reason. So hey, I gotta ask. It is what it is.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to take up any more of your guys' times. If you've got only a week to take care of this business, I really appreciate all that you've done so far, but I think that it would just be kind of a disservice if you left us here with this problem kind of looming over our heads.
Well, miss, I'm afraid it's not really up to me. We signed a contract.
She kind of just shrugs, disappointed.
If I can, I'd show it to her, but I don't know if we actually have her.
No, you don't. You don't have them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Presumably, it's the same contract that he had Galen under. Don't act so disappointed.
Maybe it's just because we're fresh blood. He wants to send it. He wants to make sure that we're, capable or something.
Yeah. She just kind of looks a little dejected.
Miss, I'll tell you, if we come back and there's any funny business going on, we'll get right to it. But we must do this. We've agreed to it.
I just hope that nobody gets hurt. That's all.
Well, you got those knights. Bastards as they are warriors, and capable ones at that.
That's true. All right. Well, thanks again, and good luck. I guess. Kind of directs you
I'm
again
just gonna leave.
towards your boats.
Oh, I'll follow her to the boats then.
Well, she just gestures towards them.
I'll go to the boats.
Yeah. Sure. All right. So yeah, you guys see two basically like long, flat bottom canoes that are kind of, as you step in them, are like they seem really, really tippy.
Are these like not only are they tippy, but they're just like badly kept, or are they?
No, I mean it just seems like they're light, for the opportunities where you're gonna need to carry these things over
Makes
like
sense.
mud banks and stuff like that, and they are meant to not get snagged on anything underneath the swamp or the shallow waters. So
I'll help Belinda in so she doesn't get her dress in the
there's
water.
some poles and some paddles in each of them.
Does anyone know how to steer this thing?
I think I'm pants
Give it a
now.
try.
We did use a lot of boats in the mines.
Well, you don't drive. I thought you rode down the little carts in the lava. Is that a myth?
No, it's true. Just like in the movie.
What
All
on earth
true.
kind of mines are you guys familiar
Where are
with?
these mines even at?
You don't ride down the lava, Sonny. It's a great way to get you killed. Your last time
You
in the
don't-
mine.
Oh, you don't want to fall in, that's for sure.
No, certainly not. How like deep is the swamp? Is this one of those like you get in the boat and like literally you can like touch bottom with the oars, or is it like?
Well, the poles are for pushing, where it is shallow enough
I
that
thought
you
so.
can do so. But there are also paddles available
Okay.
to each boat. It's tough to gauge the difference or the distance to the bottom. It's almost immediately murky and dark everywhere. And there is a decent sized lake at the center of this, but that would be to your east, that this Fairmire is on. And there are larger ships that pass through this lagoon. But in these smaller waterways, in particular the one that Fairmire has in its eastward path, they only would take small vessels, not much larger than these. If they're like a barge that would carry some supplies to maybe a farm or something, that would be
Alright.
maybe 3 times, 4 times the size of one of
Be
these things.
reasonable to expect we'll be doing a fair bit of pushing and rowing.
Yes.
Alright.
And if there's a large amount of water, rain, something like that, they rapidly increase the depths of this.
Yeah, okay.
Ballywick pulls out his lyre. Here we go into the mire. And because of these fools, my situation is dire.
It's just going to be a long trip. Let's get it over with.
Sure. So you guys start to set yourselves up. Who is in boat number 1?
You know what? I'll be in boat 1.
I vote all the short people in one boat.
Yeah,
I'll go
I
with
definitely
Ballywick.
go with the other boys.
when Ballywick says he's going boat number 1, yeah, I think I'll go from boat number 2. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I just,
Belinda and I can go
Someone's
on
got
boat
to keep
one.
the lad under control. I'll go with Ballywick. Along with any other unfortunate souls willing to come with us.
Can I cast prestidigitation without anybody knowing?
How? What are you doing it on?
Yeah, how are you doing? How are you casting with anybody now?
On the boat?
No, I was gonna, cast prestidigitation and make Holgrim smell like he just shit himself.
Too late for that,
Jeez.
boy.
He's a swamp man.
That's too late for that. All right, so then that means if Ballywick, Belinda, Theo, and Akri are in 1, then
Okay.
that leaves Carrion, Holgrim, and Story in 2. Which is probably a pretty good balance in the weight category.
Probably, yeah.
Um,
Actually, I am fat, so maybe not.
You need 2
Pretty
people to
I'm
drive
pretty
these
heavy.
boats, right?
yeah, you need 2 people to be at. I mean, 1 person could do it, but it would make it quicker. There's 2, and there's 2 poles to each boat.
Okay. That's fine.
And she kind of as you see rolled up with the vials. There's like a half-assed drawn map of like the directions again, that kind of
Okay.
shows which waterways to take as well. But as you guys kind of push off and begin your journey, we will take a short break. So
Dun, dun,
let's
dun, dun.
Yes, sir.
return at 9:48. Five spot.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good.
Take care of business. Go do so.
I will do that. Be right back.
Yep, I'll be right back.
Again.
We need to get you a headset, huh, Mike, or what?
Yeah, I have one. I just forgot to bring it here, so I'm just using my AirPods.
Whoa, was it in like your storage unit or something?
No, it's the ones I use for work, which are like actually pretty decent quality. I just
Oh yeah.
didn't think to. I left and just didn't think to bring them with.
Well, does it have a microphone, or is it just a?
Yeah, it's got a microphone on it. They're pretty good quality.
How's the house coming along? You said they started the foundation and stuff.
Yeah, yep. We got the foundation poured and it's in and everything. We're starting to backfill a little bit. Had to clear some space for like the building materials to get dropped off, which will be coming on Monday or Tuesday. So it's going. We're a little held up because the plumber and the guy doing the septic tank are. We're just kind of like waiting. We're like a small job, so we're like waiting for them to be in between jobs, kind of thing. So a little held up from that, but
my mom said that your mom messaged her asking about it, and I was like, oh well, that's weird about finding a plumber. And I was like, well, what did you tell him? And she's like, I don't know. What should I tell him? I said, I said, you should probably ask Dad, not me. Like, I don't fucking know. But I'm guessing you found one then.
I don't really know. My cousin we hired to be the general contractor, so he's kind of running point on that stuff. So I don't 100% know.
Yeah,
but he kind of just knows a bunch of people, and he got us some guy he knows for the foundation, which worked out really well. So just kind of trusting him and his recommendations there so far.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Makes sense.
But yeah, it's good. It's up and rolling, and hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll actually start putting the walls up.
What's like the ETA?
I'm back.
Hard to say based on how quick we can get. I mean, since we're doing it ourselves, I'm not really trusting we're going to be moving super fast. So I would be happy if the roof was on by the time it snows.
Yeah, but that's it's obviously not done at that point. So
no, but I'm not done enough that I could keep working inside.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are you building a house?
Yes. Yep. Next to on my sister's land. She moved into our grandparents' house, and then I'm building on the edge of it.
That's cool.
He's got a
it's pretty
hovel.
fun. It's it's not big. I mean, it's just a little guy.
All you need is enough.
That's exactly right. So I'm excited about it, and also dreading the fact that I'm not a home builder. So I guess we'll see.
You are now.
Stressful.
Yeah, you are now.
But yeah, that is true.
It's kind of cool taking on a project like that.
That definitely isn't. I mean, yeah, you're not much of a house guy. It doesn't feel like it, Mike. Like
what does that even mean?
More like a cabinet, and well, he like makes shit, but not like a house. More like a table or a cabinet.
I've never had to make anything that had to like be structurally sound.
Carpentry.
yeah.
I stick with like a table is the biggest thing I've built up to this point. So this is a little out of
for a good amount of time. It was more about
space.
Destroying the thing than building.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I mean, it's been fun, but we'll see.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. We're back in it, ladies and gents. Are we all here?
Roll
I'm
call.
here.
Roll
Uh,
call.
I'm
Aqua's
here.
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 Story.
I think. Do we hear
I'm here.
from? Oh, there we go.
Everyone's
Okay.
here.
All right. So, you guys press on into these waterways. And it doesn't take long before you, in the midst of these streams, are greeted with a number of other travelers, some fishermen who are just dinking around.
How do they look?
They look cheery and chipper as ever.
Dirty.
Most of them greet you. Yeah, I mean nobody's cleaning the swamp here. I mean their
Linda
clothes
is.
aren't. Linda is. Oh, let's see how long that lasts.
Yeah. I did put on the pants before we left.
Tried to tell her, but she'll learn.
Great. Yes. Yeah, she had to find a moment. Find a privy to put on some pants real quick.
I would like, when I get the chance, to try and make those gloves smaller for her.
Sure.
Oh my god, are you stitching that?
Soup.
Yeah.
I'm like
Jeez.
avidly watching you because this is a different kind of stitch than I've ever learned.
I would say this would be a sleight of hand if you would like to make one of those checks.
'Kay.
With disadvantage because you're on a wobbly boat. Yeah, I'd say that's about right for what
Damn
you're doing. You've got one of the pinkies like really slimmed down. You're getting there. It's happening. It's gonna work. You believe. And as you're doing this, the river gets pretty quiet. Like after probably 5-6 hours of you guys traveling, and being generally annoyed with the amount of bugs that are constantly bombarding you, it's pretty unfun. But the waterway itself gets quieter. Like usually there's quite a bit of birds chirping around. You can hear pretty consistent activity in the water for the most part along your way here. But now it's getting a little bit quieter. And you have been warned numerous times that the further east you go, the more dangerous.
Okay. Does the water seem the same? It's just
It's less disrupted. You maybe can see even just a little bit deeper into these waterways for the most part. And it seems to be more still. Like there's less ripples.
Something's changed.
Oh,
Not
it's
sure what
dark.
it is though. I assume our boats are close enough to like communicate openly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. What do you think, Holgrim?
well, probably means there's something nasty out here. What that might be, I don't really know.
Right.
Wait, so what you're saying is that the water looks less disgusting. It's not bugs flying around our ears, and you're saying that's a bad thing?
Saying it could be.
Yeah, city boy.
Should we try to make for some land? Carry the boats for a while for it
I
passes?
promise it's not us that are scaring off all the animals. It's something else. There's a reason for it.
Should we try to make for land and walk for a while with the boats in tow for safety? Or do you think we'll be
Does
fine
the-
on the water? Don't quite like my stability out here, if I'm being honest.
Does the water seem suspicious?
You guys everybody make perception check if you want.
I want to make a nature check and see if I. Nope.
Damn, 2 crit fails.
See if
What the hell?
Nope.
Jesus Christ.
You know how unlikely that is? I actually
Yeah, I
watched
know,
a video
that's
about
crazy.
this recently.
One
That's
in
1 in
400?
400. Yeah.
1 in
Hot
400. 20 times 20.
And it happened not that long ago, I swear.
Yes.
Just happened.
Didn't that happen in your game last week?
I
Card?
think there
It
was
may
one
ha-
of
it
those.
may
Yeah.
have.
It was me.
Damn. The dubs.
That's even more unlikely.
We're all
Also
making.
good.
Okay, I guess I'll roll.
So, Theo and Okri,
24, baby.
you guys both kind of catch in on. So you guys are kind of like hemming and hawing about making that decision. You're taking a moment to think about it as a group, and you can kind of hear like a little bit of. It's not music, but like a melody that's coming up from up ahead, but it sounds like almost happy. It's kind of like around the stream as it kind of turns, and there's some like the drooping trees. You can't quite see ahead, but you can kind of you Okra, you can kind of make it out. And I don't know if this will pick up very well since I'm just going to be humming, but it goes. And just kind of continues along with that.
And you said the water's getting more, not still, but like actually like running faster, or am I?
No, it's not running faster. It's just,
Okay.
it's more quiet here. The water is quiet
Less
as it doesn't
traffic.
move.
There's a bit humming up ahead. Should slow down a bit. Come up on it slowly.
Do you think we should get off the water?
But I don't know enough about the swamp to know if it's in the water or off the water.
Well, I don't know. How good a swimmer are you? Probably not
Not the
very
greatest
well.
in
with,
all of this,
what-
I'll tell you that. Perhaps we should get off the water for a bit, at least until this passes.
I also don't know how far it is.
It is close enough for me to hear it humming. Do you know of any creatures out here that hum? Or, I mean, there must be people, but out this far.
You guys
yeah.
are kind of drifting forward,
Yeah.
and now all of you guys can hear that pattern of humming. And again, it's going like.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
We should maybe go over.
I wanna prepare an Eldritch Blast.
But I'd
And
rather
first thing that
I'd rather
attacks
approach it if we must on the land, if I'm being honest. Does
I'm gonna
anyone
slow
disagree?
the boat.
I don't disagree. Let's get off the boats. I don't want to get capsized.
Right. Good plan.
So
Whoever came up with that is a genius. Let's
the
go.
the water, the stream bends to your right and to the north ahead of you, and there's like a crop trees that kind of block the sight of what's up ahead in that stream. Are you getting
maybe
off
it's that
on the
farm
left
that
or
they
on
were
the right?
talking about.
That would be awful quick to get there, but
Oh, okay. Well,
You talk to God.
I've had the
I just
premonition.
know. Yeah, I was gonna say. I just know this now.
It is not the house. Well, we need to go north, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
probably the north side. I would
Sure.
think. Story's having some difficulties.
He's casting stroke.
Well, you probably just need to open your. Are you using that from Roll20 story, or are you
What
using
are we
that
talking
from
about?
D&D Beyond? Your
we
rolls.
we see some really crazy
Oh
rolls.
God!
It looks
I
like
don't know what
Russian
that is.
characters, even though it's not.
I don't know what's going on.
Cyrillic alphabet. We can fix that later. But
Yeah,
So
ignore whatever's going on.
you
All
guys
good, all
get
good.
off on the north side of the bank, and you kind of like start to pick up your boats. And as you kind of all are stepping off and splashing, let's see, 7 of you.
that's correct.
That's
Again, I'm gonna make sure
About to get
Belinda
siren
doesn't get in
songed
the
here.
water.
Belinda, as you guys are stepping off, and
Theo, you're
Are you
right there
carrying me
next
like
to
a
her.
princess?
Oh my god. On your shoulders?
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Small
Belinda,
child. Go ahead.
you so you guys you're like all disembarking, and Theo, you're kind of like on the in between, like where there's a little bit of an embankment, and you're like helping Belinda to step across without getting into the water. And as you do, Belinda like hits her head on a branch, and a snake falls right into her bosom. You can
Jesus.
immediately recognize this snake to be pretty dangerous, pretty venomous. And instead of striking Belinda, it goes for you. Slithers down and tries to tag you. And you're kind of defenseless as you're helping Belinda, so it's gonna take a ooh.
Holy
Ooh,
shit!
A 22 to hit. Sheesh.
I would like you to make a Constitution saving
Fucking
throw.
hell, man.
I would like to react as soon
Me?
as possible.
The literal booby trap.
Yeah.
On saving throw. Eek.
Sheesh.
Ouch.
Well, you're not
take-
taking all the characters.
I was gonna
Nail now?
say.
1 point of piercing damage as it strikes you very close to your throat. And you take 11 points of poison damage.
Holy shit. At level 1, you must be downed or close.
I am.
Yeah,
I think.
okay.
And so Belinda, this happens in like slow motion to you. There's like snake. It slides down your chest, reaches for Theo's throat, tags her, and starts to slither into the water. And
Can I shoot at this thing?
you might be able to.
Seems like this is
but
happening very quickly.
Belinda, you're like dropping into the water. Ballywick, why don't you make a perception check to see if you even see this happening, and see what's transpiring.
I'm instantly going to be
Is
casting
only he
a
able
spell
to?
on her the second I
We're
can.
probably all focusing on carrying the boat.
Yeah, you kind of see a plunk into the water, but it's quickly followed by Theo dropping into the water face first as well, and Belinda splashing into it at the same time. And
I mean, if I see that-
whatever movement was lost, brief moment you saw something move, it's gone, Ballywick. And yeah, I mean, you guys can see this happening. There's like probably a cry from Belinda.
Oh yeah, no, I think she screamed out, not her.
Drop the boat. Got to tend to her wounds. What's happened to her?
Oh.
No, go away. I'll slap at you.
Go
And I'm
away.
going to I'm going to burn 2 points of my healing light.
Okay. On Theo, then, how much does that healer for?
It looks like, so it's a 2d6. I think it total is like a 1d6 each time, so it's 2d6 total.
All right, we can go ahead and make that roll. That's a one.
One
That's
more.
one of the d6s. Oof.
6.
Okay. I'm sure that Belinda pulls you kind of out of the water, or your head out of the water at the very least.
Struggled.
Yeah, struggles to do so, and then just slaps down. What does it look like as you're distributing this healing?
I will grab like her head in my hands and like wrap like one hand like around where the snake bit her, and like my hand would just start glowing like golden as I'm like, kind of might look like I'm strangling her.
Sure. But she gasps rather than being choked out, and you return to consciousness, Theo, receiving 1 point of exhaustion along the way.
I don't know what's happening, but it looks pretty hot.
There's no way this isn't the start of a rom-com.
Oh, it's been a while since you've done that.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it. I didn't know it was there.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah. So this kind of transpired. You guys are just like, everybody else is just like, what the hell just happened?
Well, what even happened? I didn't see it, and suddenly you were in the
Oh,
water
the
face
woman
down.
screamed and then she got hurt.
Bit me. There was a snake.
There are snakes out here. Great. Glad to hear
What did
that.
it look like?
It had
Like a snake.
yeah. I mean, you guys looked through these pictures before. It's the red-tongued what was it? The red-tongued viper. Yeah. And it's got some distinct gold and red markings that are close to its head. But other than that, it's nearly indistinguishable from most foliage. And yeah, it tagged you. Very, very venomous. Usually kills people immediately after it tags them. So, proof in the
Damn
pudding
near
there.
did.
Yeah. As you guys are kind of all doing this, you kind of hear a rustling in the foliage to the north of you, the direction that you were headed.
I ready my blowpipe.
I will hold out my mace and ready my shield.
Sure.
My warhammer, rather, and my shield.
I'm holding onto Theo as I prepare an Eldritch Blast.
Show yourself, creature.
Who goes there?
Not even 10 feet away from you, and kind of busting out of a brush, you see a small halfling child, a girl, with short brown hair and freckles. And she's kind of carrying a pole, and she's like, "Oh, I was wondering what the ruckus was. What happened? Did someone get hurt?"
Did we kill her?
No. Story,
Should we
chill.
kill her?
No need to rush to such nonsense. What are you doing way out here, little lass?
What does it look like I'm doing? She waves the pole at your face.
It's looking like you're a bit lost, if I'm being honest.
Oh, it's looking like I'm a bit hungry. And she points to a couple fish on her belt.
Impressive. You caught them all by yourself out here.
It's not really that hard.
You belong to a village then? Or are you out here on your own?
Well, I go from here to there. I don't really have any parents, but that's not really that important. Is she okay? And he
I'll
looks at like this
glance back at
deathly
Theo,
looking
and
Theo.
then back at this small child. Aye,
No, I don't
she's
think
okay
she
now.
is.
I'm good.
For now, anyways. You had a bunch of run-ins with those. She was bitten by sounds like a snake.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few of those out here. Well, anyways, try not to get bit anymore, I guess. You really should mind where you're watching and walking when you're in these branches. Those snakes
Aye.
like to just stick around right close to the water, so.
Good to know, thank you, lass. If you don't mind, a couple of questions before you go. First of all, you know anything about a bit of singing? Heard a bit of a melody on the water and decided to get off onto dry land, or relatively dry land, as it were.
Yeah, that was me. I mean,
It was you.
who doesn't hum while they fish?
Well, that certainly
It makes
a
the
lot
fish
more
come
sense.
closer.
You attract
hear
them
what
with
the
your
sound
voice.
Huh?
You attract them with your voice then.
Well, yeah, you can. Everybody knows that.
That's a neat little trick you got there.
Can you
Well.
teach me?
Yeah, I mean, it's simple. I mean, the tune is. I mean, that's all you do. Over and over. Over and over.
Over and over.
Doesn't
Yeah,
work if you
doesn't
do a
work.
different tune then.
I mean, maybe it could That's just the one that the man taught me. I don't know.
What man?
It was just a guy that, I mean, I see lots of men. I don't know. He was
See lots of men.
Is anyone else's Discord echoing a lot?
Yes, it is.
it's just
Yeah, mine
sometimes,
is.
probably. Yeah. I'm not sure who the echo is.
Well, I appreciate that. That's good to know. We may need to
I got a question
fish
about
a bit
that.
out here.
Very specific one. Does this man, could he call other animals with his humming or whistling?
I mean, maybe he could. He was just making a sound while he was on his boat, and I was listening. I mean, he didn't even really teach me, but I saw there was a bunch of fish following him. So I
Can
was
you
like,
tell me
okay.
where the man went? Or how long ago this was?
Well, yeah, he went that way into town, Fairmire, and that was, I don't know, a couple days ago.
Could you tell me what he looks like?
No.
You sure? Can we maybe make it worth your while? Was he a tall lad? Blue eyes, golden hair.
You know what? I don't really remember.
Who are you even describing?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't
Well-
remember what he looks like, but he was definitely heading to town a couple days ago, you say.
You know, now that you say that, I don't really remember.
Are you being coy with me, lass?
No, I just don't. I just don't really remember.
All of a sudden?
She kind of looks a little confused. It's like, well, I remember a song. That's about it.
Well, I for one am happy that it's just a girl and not a swamp siren.
There happen to be any chimes along with this song, lass?
She looks like she's like really thinking. Nah, I don't really remember.
Alright,
You know,
well, all's well and good.
Yeah.
Did
Can I
you
make an
see where the
insight
man
check?
came from?
What was that, guys?
Where did the man come from?
I don't know. I guess further upstream. I I'm gonna go. And she kind of like
Well,
starts
now
to take a
hold on.
step
Hold
away
on,
from you.
lass. If you don't mind, I've one last question for you, if it's all the same to you.
She looks very
We're
hesitant.
on the land, as it were, for a little while. Do you know one of the safest paths up north through the swamp? If you wouldn't mind, we're headed up there and rather not run into any more of these snakes or anything of the like.
Well, just stay on the water during the day. And while it's hot and while it's sunny, because most of the stuff hunts at night and kind of sleeps during the day. I mean, there's like some stuff in the water out here. You know, little river crocodiles, not much bigger than me. But they only hunt fish. They might nip at you if you get in the water, but nothing too crazy.
So you think it's safer if we travel on the water during the day and camp out on the land at night?
Yeah, I would say so. But when you go on the land at night, just make sure you put up like lots of lights.
It's good to know, thank you. I appreciate your help. Your information, that was, as it were, rather.
Does it seem like she's being truthful about not remembering to me?
Make an insight check. Seems
really just
like
rolling
Dude,
quite poorly, huh?
another fail. Critical fail.
seems like she was being pretty truthful to you. Tough to tell. She's just a little kid, and you don't know her, so her
Right,
behavior
yeah,
could
yeah,
be
okay.
pretty normal for her.
Sure. So I'm not
Um,
pushing. Alright, well,
But yeah. Good luck, guys, gals. Just try and stay away from any snakes.
I appreciate all the information, lass. What's your name? Mine's Aukri. I'll get even lower, like kind of hunch down on my knees and extend a hand. In case she wants to shake it, but I'm not like forcing it or walking toward her.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. And she kind of like steps back into the bushes that she was in. Close to.
Can I attempt to stealthily follow her?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a stealth check. Okay. So she kind of brushes back into the brush, as it were. But Holgrim kind of picks a path through sticks and junk on the ground and kind of darts in after her at a safe pace, but he's incredibly quiet in comparison to the little kid as she steps back in. And she is a halfling child, so she's like 2 foot tall.
Yeah.
So she's you follow her, Holgrim, and she's kind of like traipsing through with her stick of a pole and some fish at her belt. She gets to the other side of this patch of trees, and there's a bit of an embankment, and she just starts walking along it on the north side, like you guys are on, and just starts walking up, kind of on the. She's right along the stream that you guys would be on if you kept moving on your boat.
And how long has this been about?
It's just a couple of minutes.
I want to, if possible, I don't. Maybe there's not really anywhere to like go or something, but if possible, I want to follow for like maybe another 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, sure. You do so, and she's really just kind of walking along the riverbank, for those 5 minutes. I mean, she doesn't stop. She's got her fishes. Eventually, you hear her start humming again, the same sound that she was doing before.
While he's gone, I'll get the boats ready to cast off.
Sure.
Okay. I'll head back to the party.
I want to check if Theo needs more healing.
Theo?
She's dealing with the dog.
Yeah.
I think she does need more healing, but I don't know how much.
At 6 of probably 12 or 13.
Yeah, I need more. Please.
What's your maximum life?
12.
Okay.
You got fucked up.
I'll use my
yeah, well,
I'll use
I got
my
exactly
cure
fucked
wounds
up.
on her too as well.
Okay.
Well, see. Well, when I get back to the group, I'll basically tell them, yeah, she just kind of waddled off on, headed up the river. It's possible we'll run into her again. I don't feel good about what just happened there. I have a hard time believing she just doesn't remember a thing. I think she realized we were asking too many questions. She got a little bit scared.
I think so as well. Though I don't
I
know
think
where around
we should
it.
head back to town immediately. I don't know.
Is it not
What, just because a
possible
little
that...
girl?
No, wait. Is it not
I mean,
possible
it
that
makes a lot of...
She remembered until you asked a specific question, and then she did not remember anything.
I don't think so. It's not...
Did
I don't
feel
know.
like that to me, to be honest.
It seems that there was also another
It
person in
seemed
town
like
who
her mind
suffered.
was wiped, or a bit of befuddlement, if it were, about the particular subject.
I think she changed her story, which is why I think she's lying. She said the man taught it to her. And then after I asked some questions, she said, "Oh, he didn't really teach me anything. I just heard it when he was going down the boat."
Well, my point is, I mean, yes, she could be lying, but there is another person in town who also suffers a very strongly mental difficulty. It sounds like that needs a special cleric healing.
I don't think they're related, probably. It sounded to me like his wife was just crazy.
It could be, or
But
maybe
they
she had also
they
been
could be
altered.
related, though. I mean,
Yeah.
they are all befuddlements of the mind.
Yeah, but his wife's clearly been fucked up for a while if that lass has never met him. Or met her.
I certainly
maybe-
agree, but...
Maybe this weird fish man is also...
Well, I can tell you what I think. I do think there's a bit of something going on in the town, and that I don't know what this quest for this blood, whatever it's called, this green blood. I don't know what purpose it serves the town, as it were. And Edith,
Well, it's
something
obvious.
didn't seem right to me when she said that Galen had never left town for matters other than the importance and safety of the town, and we're
Well, I thought...
first night off sent outside of the town right after a bit of black magic. It just doesn't sit right with me.
To me, it seemed like he just told her it was to help the town, even when it wasn't, just to keep her mind safe. The girl's way too worried about everything.
I can agree with that, but I don't know. So many coincidences at once just doesn't sit right.
I just
with me.
think if the little girl here said she saw a man with a pipe who could draw fishes to the boat, and we heard a thing that could draw rats to the inn, certainly seems as if it was done intentionally.
Oh, maybe I missed that detail. Did she say that this guy had a pipe?
Well, she said the whistle. She said the hums drew.
Yeah,
like maybe he
that's
didn't
true.
have a pipe. I don't know. But
Sure,
I mean, certainly they seem connected to me. But
What
if you
does
think
anyone else
if
think?
you all think we should continue, then I will go with you.
I couldn't give two shits about this green blood. I don't see how it helps the town.
I honestly
Well, doesn't
believe
it
that
make
you
us
are
the money?
correct.
Yeah, it make us the money, but if there's no one in the town to go back to, can we honestly be paid for protecting the town?
If we were being paid to collect the stuff, then right.
I mean, maybe. So the thing, it's obvious what we're doing here. He even told us that he thought she could help his wife. So we're playing bitch for that alchemist lady, who's probably the one who broke my hut. Let's not forget.
Yeah,
Right, we wouldn't want to forget about your hut.
Not my heart, my hurt. My hut.
You're what?
What?
If only the crushed
His hut.
his home.
His hut. Yeah, his hut in the in the swamp.
Lest we all forget, there was I was trying to give a clause where we could stay. However, there is conditions upon us breaking our contract.
Aye, and if we all break the contract simultaneously, what are they going to do? Recruit some more heroes that are already in the town? I don't think so. They're stuck with us.
It just sounded a bit more detrimental to us on our side.
Let
but
me tell you something, lass. Contracts are meant to be broken if it means doing the right thing. Besides, it's only a
well,
failed
well,
order
Argue,
of
it's
one
not a
task.
breach in contract. We're to protect the town, and we didn't know anything about the rats. We had nothing to go on, so we do this thing. But now we know something.
Don't
What
much like
is
the
it we
lad
know
Nettles
exactly?
anyway.
We know that a man who arrived in town, at very least within the last couple days, was responsible. So it is worth noting that if we go back, we will be suspect. Probably. Because I don't know anyone else who came to the town a couple days ago. But surely there must have been someone. Unless Mr. Ballywick can also whistle.
Sure you
I
can.
can give it a try.
But even if there was a man who came a few days ago, I bet you there is no one who would remember him.
Hmm.
I just whistle a tune.
It's pretty
Maybe.
nice.
24,
Some
nice.
birds whistle back.
I think, now that I've had a bit of time to think it over, I think that we honestly should continue this quest that we're on. Only because if we come back, we won't really have any leads to pursue.
Alright.
I don't much care for this quest, but I think it's the right thing to start with. At least if we can get on Nettle's good side, maybe he can be more amenable to us searching this out.
Maybe if we're on his good side, he won't ramble at us for 3 hours.
Sorry, say again.
Maybe we're on his good side, he won't ramble on and bore us to death.
Maybe he'll take our concerns about the town a little bit more seriously. It was a little concerning that he just brushed it off and gave us this other quest, was it not?
I don't think it's too surprising. The guy who runs the town, he doesn't even go to the big party that everyone in town attends. He obviously doesn't give much of a shit.
Found that a bit odd myself.
I mean, honestly, if I was as ugly as him, I would stay at the public as well.
I don't wanna. Yeah, that makes
He's a bit
sense.
off looking. Can't say he looks too much different than any of the other elves I've run into.
He's the one with peg leg, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. They're supposed to be the beautiful people. That's just sad. What else does he have?
Nothing beautiful about a bunch of Witelgis.
So you guys are setting up your boats as you guys discuss this.
I mean,
and
I think we've cast off by now. We're just deciding
yeah,
where to go.
it seems to be that you are continuing on the path set before you. And
I
not
don't think we
turning
had
back.
too many other opinions, but I think we're going to continue this quest.
No, I think it's fine.
All right,
That's what the man paid us to do.
that's what you're
And to
gonna
be
do.
clear, we haven't been paid yet, but I'm sure we
yeah.
will.
I think
Will
we're
be
on a
paid
fool's
to do.
errand. But, as it were,
Gold is gold, though, lass. We need a bit of it
I
before we can be
agree.
making any
I'm
demands.
not talking about the gold. I am talking about there are other matters at town that would probably be best suited with a better hand than what the townsfolk apparently have. But this is where we are, and this is what we are doing. As a small question, when we're going down the river, and I am, I guess, not rowing, am I taking a short rest?
Do it.
Yeah, you definitely can. Yeah.
Because if she's not being forced to work, I mean, she's not
Yeah,
working.
she's just sitting there. Yeah, so you can take a short rest for sure. And anybody else who is not, they likewise can. But as you guys are traveling further inland, you have a couple more instances where you're passing a few gentlemen on boats. Even a family of little halflings are rowing down. They say hi, but unless you call out to them or ask them anything, they're not like super concerned, and they even kind of seem a little off put by a group of fully armed mixed race individuals boating down. They kind of like steer clear of you. You see a couple more things, but then things start to get a little bit dimmer. And night appears to be falling relatively soon.
All right.
Well, the little lass did tell us to get off the water, didn't she?
She said when it's hot, sunny, or day, be on the water.
Right. She mentioned
is
that
it
we
any of
should
those
rest
things
on
at the
the
moment?
on the land and put up plenty of light. But I don't know about you, but I don't have any light sources.
I've got one lantern.
Is lantern plenty of light then? Not quite sure. I think it's 30 feet.
I'll reach out and touch the end of Theo's oar and cast light on it.
Okay, but here, how long does that last? You're not going to cast that all night, right?
It's a cantrip. I could, 1 hour.
We just poke her every hour.
For now, yeah.
That'd be so bad.
We probably need to make a fire.
That's more along the lines of what I was thinking. Something a little bit more permanent.
Yeah, you toss someone in the fire and cast prestidigitation and make a small fire.
You can't do that, can you?
Yes, it says. It says you instantaneously light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. I actually didn't know that part. That's cool. I did not know that.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, you guys can gather
Very nice.
some light, dried tinder. It hasn't rained a ton, and by the course of a day, stuff dries out pretty quickly. That's laying on the embankments. You guys are able to start a small fire and keep it going. Are you using any other light sources besides this small campfire?
I don't really know what else we could do.
I guess Story sets up his 2-person tent.
2-person tent?
Yeah, I got a 2-person tent here.
Living quite high on the hog out here, aren't you, Mr. Story?
Yeah, 2 bedrolls, so if somebody needs the extra spot.
I'll do just fine on my own, thank you.
He sets up his 2-person tent, and then he hangs the lantern outside of it. So I guess there's 30 feet of bright, 30 feet of dim beyond that.
Oh, okay. Pretty good. And how far away from the water did you guys set up your camp?
I'd say we go a good 30 feet off the water, yeah? Something like that. Certainly don't want to be
At
close
least,
to it.
yeah.
Sure. And at that point, you have a difficult time seeing the water. Just a way how thick the brush is. But through the course of the night, are you guys taking any watch?
Yeah, I'll take the first watch. Okri will take the first watch.
I can take a watch.
That's 2 people, 1 more person.
Story will do it.
Okay. So Okri, you can make a perception check for your watch.
23. Oof, rolling high tonight.
Okay. You can kind of see through the brush a little bit into the water, and you can see reflecting off of the light coming from the lantern in your small campfire. There are lots and lots of eyes, and there's lots and lots of action.
Seemingly matching the description of the alligators that this young halfling told us about, or other things.
Could very well be.
Okay.
And you hear chittering, tons of crazy night sounds, that some of which you're kind of matching up with the descriptions in these books. They like phonetically like make the sounds. I don't even know if that's the right word for it, but they like write what phonetically they write what it sounds like, and so you're like, yeah, maybe that's what that one is, and you're kind of seeing what's going on. But besides normal, what you would deem normal swampy sounds, pretty standard night. So nothing occurs on your watch. Next up.
Very well, I'll look up the next individual for watch.
I have
Hogan.
dark vision.
You do have dark vision. Yeah. So I mean, you do take less note of what's going on because this is your home. These are like normal sounds. Nothing catches you off guard in like the slightest. This is all standard stock fare. Yeah, nothing on your watch. And it passes to Story. Okay. So
Right.
Story.
Story gets busy with his pot and his cook's utensils to prepare breakfast on third watch,
Sure.
and does not see a whole lot.
No, he does not. So you're kind of getting stuff ready. You're not trying to be particularly loud either while you're doing it. So you're kind of pretty focused in on what's your task at hand. But as you're doing so, you hear this kind of loud crunch, and you think, oh, you like dropped one of your pots as you turned and stepped. But no, it wasn't that. It's still where it's supposed to be. And then you hear another one.
Oh,
Just huge, loud crunch. But you can tell at this point that it's far away, pretty far away. And it happens again. And again. Trees, branches snapping, and earth being imprinted crunches. But it's gotta be pretty far away. You hear it again. And again.
does
And then it stops.
in his pot of water boiling? Does he see the classic water start to ripple?
Yep. The Jurassic Park ripple? Yes. Yes, he does.
Who's nearest? I don't know what's like sleeping range. Who would be nearest to him?
It's closest to the campfire.
I would say I would actually be pretty close. I like the flame.
Okay.
Reminds me of the forge.
I like the flame.
And you're also a dwarf. I saw
Reminds
that
me of
would
the
be
forge.
probably whose story would go to first. So Story kind of shuffles over to you with like a pot of like food cooking in his hands and a spoon in the other, and he kind of like shuffles over to you and like nudges you a little bit. Oi, oi.
What can I, Mr. Story, what can I do for you? What time is it?
So I was making breakfast for everyone. If you'd like some, it's almost ready. It's quite good. Food's pretty warm, but it's not.
You woke
quite
me up
done
for a bit
yet.
of supper a little bit
On a
early.
cap. Oh, right. No. So I was cooking food, and the reason it's not done, and I apologize about that, but the reason it's not done is because I heard a loud noise from the forest, but then it stopped. So I think it's all right, but I thought maybe I should tell someone
I'll
that
like
breakfast
listen.
is almost ready.
I'm like trying to listen through his words for like anything that could match what he's talking about.
Perception check.
It was really far away. I don't think it's anything to worry about.
This boy can't lose tonight, dude. Sheesh, 22.
You
Anything?
listen in, and it's actually like the little bits of morning light are starting to come through. You're starting to hear the birds chirping again, and the world's starting to wake up. Nothing like what Story's talking about.
Well, Story, let me ask you a question here, if you don't mind. You happen to tell a lot of stories.
Me? No, why?
Because it sounds like you're making this shit up. Look, if you're just
No.
lonely on the watch, you can just tell me. It's fine.
Well, no, I am lonely on the watch, but that's not what I was talking about. I woke you up because breakfast is almost ready, and there was a noise really far away. But I
Okay.
don't think it's anything to worry about. How much would you like?
Yeah, I'll just finally look at what he's got prepared. Just give me whatever
It's a
the
breakfast
usual
stew.
one is. What's in the stew? What did you put in it?
It's just a regular stew, but we eat it at breakfast, so it's a breakfast stew.
You still haven't told me what's in it, but fine.
Oh, it's got some potatoes, and it's got some meats, and it's got some carrots, and a little bit
Perfect.
of onion.
A little bit of onion. So you guys are all waking up
I'll
to
take two heapings of that. That sounds delicious.
Excellent.
Nice hearty
Tori
dwarven
and
stew.
Okri just
Don't let them see.
just enjoying this
That's a
stew.
lot.
Like you can
Wink.
just hear them like just chomping away, and that's what wakes you up, the smacking of lips. As you guys all prepare
Dwarven
your
commiserating.
gear and break camp for the morning, what do you guys do?
I think we're gonna break camp and make our way north again, unless anyone has anything they want to discuss or do before we head off.
Real quick before we head out, I want to take a look and see if I'm gonna take a look. Well, it's kind of weird, I guess. I'll be like, "Let me see that snake bite. We need to see if you're still poisoned."
Ah. All right.
You try to extract that
He
poison.
just goes up to you. Jeez.
And then
Tori blushes.
I don't know. I just want to make sure we're good. She's good.
Yeah, she looks to be fine, and the heal or the wound looks like it would heal up very quickly. And Belinda would have seen this from Theo as well. Well, not even really, unless Belinda carries around a little small mirror. It looks like it
Probably
healed up
does.
very quickly. After Belinda performs her magics on it. So
It looks
No-
like it was
no
just a
lasting.
quick little instant release poison. You should be good. Should be good to go. And then I'll just start packing up my bedroll.
Yeah, Belinda's she's really good at what she does. Got me
Okay.
out a lot
She
of
do
tight
that
spots.
quite often for you.
Kinda. Every now and then.
So you've got more of a protecting each other sort of arrangement. Before it kind of seemed like you were doing all the work.
I do the heavy lifting.
Theo does more work than you will ever understand.
I resent that.
Ever?
I resent that, but I will let
Well.
it go.
You guys are setting your boat onto the water as that happens. And you guys disembark, or embark rather, and start heading on your way. And it doesn't take long after the sun is risen that fog kind of rolls in, and that mist of morning kind of shrouds everything. As it is getting rather warm, and just some rapid evaporation happening around you. As that's occurring, it seems normal for the day until you guys kind of turn another bend in the stream as it winds and turns. And you notice that you haven't run into anybody today on the river. But you're relatively early in the morning. Maybe nobody's making the trek. But the fog gets significantly thicker after you turn one of these bends. To the point where after a couple moments of like passing into this, and you guys are like kind of starting to realize that this is gonna kind of be a problem. You can't see any land anymore.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Because the fog is so thick, or because
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
river
you
is so wide?
you can barely see the other boat. You may be 10 feet away from each other.
Let's closen up a bit. Get a bit closer so we can see each other on our
We tie the
peripherals.
bolts.
Right, that's a great plan, Holgrim. Good idea. Let's do it. We don't want to get lost out here.
I'll pull out my rope.
Nice little pegs on the fronts of these boats and the backs of them, so easily enough to tie.
Call
them
out if you
together.
see anything.
Toss us this
Push,
way.
not help.
You're gonna have to. You'll probably have to row a little bit harder since we're behind you. We'll have to ease off a
And
little bit,
the
otherwise we'll
Princess
run
know how
into
to
each
tie
other.
a knot.
Yeah, no, you guys can easily tie a knot. Just tie the boats together and
I was being a
get
dick.
that taken care of. Yeah. So you guys are kind of in this process of like strapping these boats together, and then how much like length of rope do you have that separates you?
Well, I don't have really a good idea of the scale of these boats, but
They're about
if-
12
if-
feet long and about 4
yeah, I'm just having
and
a
a
hard
half
time
feet
picturing
wide.
that. Like,
I think
like is 5 feet? Does it look unreasonably short? Would it look unreasonably short?
You would be
You know what I
pretty
mean?
close to each other, but that's not unreasonably short. If you're like
I
Okay.
mean,
five
like,
feet
so
from the dock.
how far away? Like, not that like I'm trying to test this actively with the rope. I mean, I'm letting Holgrim do his thing, but like, how far in front of me can I realistically see? Like, can I see the boat next to me within 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet? Like, where does it become?
So you
not
look
visible?
over at the other boat as you're kind of like working on this knot. You can't see the person at the back very clearly.
Okay.
Okay, I would do like
Wow.
maybe 8 feet or something.
Yep. Sounds about right.
You guys are kind of figuring this out, and as
And
you
I was gonna
do,
say something while I was tying it.
sure, go
I
ahead.
may. So while I'm tying the rope, while I'm tying the rope off, I'm like, now listen. If anything, and I mean anything, happens, you need to shout about it. We're not gonna see it. So if somebody gets grabbed or I don't know, the first thing you do is alert the other boat. Okay, it's very important.
Got it.
Hold on.
And then I'll just keep
It's
tying.
it's almost as you're saying that you hear a gigantic splash,
Okay.
maybe 40, 50 feet off, to the
We
like,
can't see anything, obviously.
south
we just
of
hear
you.
it.
No, you hear the splash and you can see the ripples of water and the water displaced rise and push you guys like a little tiny wave.
At
Row,
this
you
point, I'll start
fools.
shouting.
Row, you
Like
fools.
this.
I'm seeing things.
Row, row, row.
Hit the pedal.
Which
Rowing.
way?
Yeah, which way?
They're right in
Forward.
front of. What do you mean, which way? Go straight.
Isn't that what it's at?
Oh, you're not sure. It's
Yeah, we
kinda
have
off,
no
kinda off to
clue.
the side.
It's hard to say.
I'd rather
Oh.
see. I'd rather see the
no.
beast. Get near it. I don't want it to attack us from the blind.
Story very reluctantly picks up an oar and just starts paddling.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. You'll want
So
to row toward this thing.
the boat in the back, as you guys are all like clamoring and trying to get things together, there is a large figure. Who's in the back of the second boat? Is it Story?
Which one is the second boat?
I think it's Story because Story was about to light a lantern before there was a giant splash to put it on the boat.
Yeah. So Story, you kind of you're looking down into the boat and you grab an oar, and out of the corner of your eye, you can see a mass moving directly towards the boat, and it's just a moment that you see it because it goes underneath the water,
Big
and
fish.
and it bumps the bottom of the boat. You get lifted up
big
off
fish.
of the water. And you can feel it
Oh,
that happen, and you
Who
splash
else is in
back
that
down.
boat? I can't even remember who's in that boat.
Kieran, and Holger.
Me.
yeah.
Okay.
Do I see this?
And I'd like everybody who's in that boat to make a dexterity check.
Big fish, he starts shouting.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a sea monster.
Oh my
Oh, no.
goodness.
Oh no.
There's more than two in that boat, right?
Holger needs to make the check as well.
Yeah. Sorry, I was in the kitchen. I would have advantage because I'm clinging onto the boat, tying a rope. So
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah. You're fine. Yeah, you +7.
What's
so-
happening, these
Have
guys?
you seen the rest of my rolls this evening?
So Ballywick is at the front of the other boat.
Has
and
anyone
he's just
yelled
like-
out yet? I don't even think we know.
Yeah,
about
yeah.
this in the other
Everybody's
boat.
yelling.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay,
Stories
okay,
is
okay.
yelling the whole time.
fish.
I guess I'm just being a dumbass then.
And yeah, that last big fish is like cut off as a Story falls into the water. You hear
Man down!
Ballywick,
Man down!
ladies, we got to bring this fucking boat around. Let's go help the lads.
I walk to the
How
edge of the
deep is it?
boat.
Can I touch?
How far away are they?
We tied the boats together. They're 8 feet away from us.
Okay, I
Yeah.
cast Mage Hand and try to pull Story out.
Can a 3'8" person touch?
a 3'8" person cannot touch.
That's Mage
Oh,
Hand.
no.
Mage Hand can lift, I think, 5 pounds. I think Story might be a little bit heavier
Yeah,
than
it's
5
not-
He's water though.
Is 201
It,
more
or
than
carry.
5?
It can't attack, activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds. Is what it says.
Hmm.
Okay.
So
You
you're
feel short.
you're like-
feel short of.
Right, I'm just gonna
You can
push
slowly-
Story gently towards the boat with my Mage Hand.
Yeah.
He's in
Gently
water.
push him.
He's in water.
Gently push him. Yeah.
If I can push a 2,000 pound boat,
Sure.
No, I
Yeah,
know what you
so-
mean. I know what you mean.
Story, as you're kind of like working to like regain yourself, you pop your head up above water, and you can see the boat. You know, it's right next to you. There's a lot of water that's displaced.
I'm scanning the water looking for this creature.
Yeah, of course. You look, make a perception check.
And I'll also say that I am waiting to see it, and as soon as I do, I'm holding a spell to cast Toll the Dead on it. 24. Dude, I can't miss
Dorian,
tonight.
okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah, both of you. So Story, you're rubbing the water out of your eyes, and you're looking around, and you got one hand on the boat. And you're like ready, and you can feel like this other tiny little dinky hand, like just barely pulling your hand up onto the boat, just like this tiny child is tugging on your hand.
Can I see him in the water?
Yeah, you can see him in the water. Yeah,
My
he has
javelin's
a
gonna be
hand on the
sticking
boat.
up above my
Yeah,
back.
I would try
there.
and help him as well if I can reach him, but
Kyrion's in between you and the
Okay.
and this boat's not particularly stable. You got to be careful. But as you do, Story and Okri, you see this as well. There is a massive water displacement barreling towards Story right now.
Oh,
Probably
boy.
about it's right there. It's 10,
Oh.
10 feet off.
Get the
So-
lad up quickly. It's coming for him.
Can I make like an athletics check to try and like launch into the boat, or
Yeah, I first would like you to roll just a straight dex. See who goes first here.
Yeah. Like
Oh,
my
boy.
initiative?
You could roll your initiative, yeah.
The deck save. is
Get
what he
up into the
needs.
boat, you off-looking
Probably.
schooner.
Yeah. You pull your
I don't
you
know
start to
what
pull yourself up.
0.14 is.
It's just your tiebreaker. And so you start to pull yourself up, and you just get your tiny little toes out of the water. As the boat is impacted again, everybody who's in that boat needs to make another dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Right.
Oh no.
Dude.
What wolf?
So this time, Story's pulling the boat down. It's starting to get a bit goofy. But then it gets launched the other way.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
And Story goes over the other side. Holgrim is now in the water as well, but Kyrian, he's just standing in the middle, and he's like, "What the hell's going on?"
Are we able to steer the boat around like we tried, or like to come up on
Yeah,
them, or-
you guys are coming up like right alongside him at this point.
I know it doesn't instantly happen, but just checking. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're
We're
good.
closing the distance then.
Yeah. And so as that happens, the Story, you kind of you hit something hard when you fall off the boat this second time. And like with your hand, you kind of like reach out to steady yourself. Oh, it's probably the boat. You know, you just like kind of got knocked around up in the air. It's like really scaled.
Oh, big fish.
And
Giga Murloc.
and it slides away past you very quickly. And you like feel like the length of a tail. And with the momentum that it's going past, you're not really sure, but this thing's pretty big. You kind of like turn to see where it's going and like the direction that it's swimming away, and you can already see its head is approaching you as you see the head of a
I'll
massive
need to get out of the water.
crocodile strolling towards you. Its
Please
head
help
is
me.
roughly the same size as you.
Oh
Do I see this as well?
Yeah, you're kind of like recovering, and at this point, you're like 10
Are
feet
we
off.
all close? I mean, I don't know if the boats.
Yeah, you're kind of like all close enough to see this tree trunk swimming rapidly towards Story. It looks like a nice little snack here.
Fastest character death ever.
Might be. We'll see.
my.
Does a 29 hit?
What? Plus 11.
Nice.
You know, it actually does.
We're absolutely fucking. That definitely hits you.
No, it for sure does.
I was like, what kind of godlike character do you have?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, you see
Well,
a massive pair of jaws open up, and this is horrifying to the entirety of you because this creature is longer than both of your boats.
I was gonna say this is. A huge
And
creature.
it goes to snap down, and it's got him. It's got him.
I mean, we see it.
No,
Like,
he's
is my
about
health
to die.
spell gonna go off or
Well,
no?
I don't understand.
No. No. So I mean, like there was no creature. There was nothing to see
Okay.
until this moment where it's gonna chomp this boy. But you hear a voice cry out from the distance.
The mumbling.
No, it's not a mumbling.
No.
It's an old woman's voice.
Oh boy.
Crash! Don't eat the guy. He didn't do anything wrong.
Oh boy.
And
Yes, don't eat me.
the croc jaws are right there. You're in its mouth, Story. But it stopped. What do you do?
I slowly backpedal out.
Yeah,
Praise
and
Allah.
it's kind of like a like you are on a tree branch as you're stepping off of this thing. Like there's no give to it as your 200-pound body like steps out of its jaws, and you're crawling over teeth.
To get in the boat.
You crawl back into the boat. Holgrim crawls back into the boat, and as you kind of like step out, it closes its mouth, and it kind of like sinks back into the water. And the fog kind of just clears just a teensy bit, and you see a small little hut with like 4 giant trees on each side of it that are like making up its pillars. It's old and paneled and rickety. Looks like there's tons of holes and warping in the wood. And there's just this tiny little woman holding a lantern. She's like, "Holy Lord! Thank goodness! Thank goodness I heard all the commotion. Come on, get out of that water, Gresh! You son of a bitch! Come on!
Major Family Guy vibes.
Yeah, I know,
We're
I know.
definitely going to the land.
You don't have the teeth whistle though.
Yeah.
Get out of there! Come on!"
Jeez.
You guys start
Good thing we ditched that small
I'll head
child.
over there.
Yeah. And you see it
We're heading
as
over.
you get closer. This small woman, man.
Whoa,
She's
man.
wearing like
Whoa,
raggedy,
man.
raggedy robes. Got long, stringy gray hair. Looks like super greasy and gross. It's got a small little cane and torch as well. It's probably standing maybe 5.5 foot tall, somewhere in that ballpark. Looks pretty human-ish. And it kind of calls out, get up out of the water. Gresh ain't gonna hold off forever. He's hungry. You're gonna have to find some other stuff to eat, though. Come on. I'll get you some. I'm
I'll get
sorry
out of
that
the
happened to you. I'm sorry that happened.
Go ahead.
Mr. Sis, Miss, or good folk. What the hell's that?
Well, that's Crash.
It's like your pet?
Well, yeah, you could say that. He's kind of like a guard dog. Well, my name is Andy.
Guard dog.
Yeah, just Andy. Some of my friends called it Andy Mamby, but that's all.
Do you have a lot of friends
Andy,
out
I'm
here?
Story dog paddles to the doggy paddles over to the shore.
Story. I think you well, I know it's my pet, but I think you owe me a thank you. I'm gonna be honest. You could have ended up this food right there.
I deeply appreciate it. So does my wife and my 9 children.
Damn.
Productive fella.
I'll just look at Story and then look back at this woman. What the fuck?
Well, come on in then. It's right here.
It's a strong dwarven
Draw
lineage.
off. I got some towels or something in here. Kind of opens up the door to this little cottage.
I just look over at Story. I'm surprised. I'm surprised you can swim. You have a fucking armory.
Yeah, it's really not quite
He kind of
conceivable.
every once in a while he touches the bottom, like
Yeah.
and he's kind of like a hippo, and so he's like running across the bottom of the water.
I
Bobbing.
push off a lot.
Dwarven belly helps you float.
Yeah.
Counteracts it a bit.
You kind of pop in and like you see this creature, human thing, pop into this hut, and right away you can smell just like this cacophony of scents, which is probably the best way to describe it, but describe smells, but it almost feels that way. Like you're hit with so many aromas that it's like overwhelming, and just so many incense rolling out of that house as well. Do you enter?
Aye.
Yeah, Story goes
Certainly.
to the station.
Sure. Despite the appearance of the outside, this structure seems to be quite large, and it stoops down maybe into the swamp itself, and then into the water itself. And there's so many jars filled with so many parts of animals. Multiple pots going at the same time, boiling, and just so many dead figures of creatures that are like set up in poses, and little skeletons and bones, and there's like these rickety looking chairs, and you can see the creature is kind of stepping around. It's stepping on these like wooden planks that are warped and wilted, like crusted over and gross with mold in other areas, and whenever it steps on them, like it just creaks so badly. Like this whole house just creaks as it's stepping across. It's moving around some chairs. It says, "Oh, I haven't had guests in such a long time. Oh, this is exciting."
Great.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah. Yes.
Got any snakes? Like those.
It looks over to a wall. There's a section. Snakes. Just snake skins, snakes that are, in some type of liquid, curled up, obviously dead.
You got poison?
Oh, I mean, let's slow down here, fella. I want to get to know you before I start selling you stuff. Jeez. And I don't even proclaim to sell stuff. This is all my personal.
You have much use for money way out here in the swamp.
No, none in the slightest. But I have use for friends. It's been a
Well, I
long
just
time
thought
since
I'd
I got to
ask.
talk to someone. And, well, I think
Well, you get to talk to Gary, right?
his name ain't Gary. It's Gresh,
Oh, Grish. My mistake.
and he ain't much for talking. He's a crocodile. So,
Well,
well, come on, sit down, and he like hands you some towels that are just the most disgusting rags. You don't want to touch these, but she's handing them to you.
Well,
I'll take it.
I cast prestidigitation to clean the rags to be perfectly pristine.
She sees you do this, and it's like, oh, that's a neat trick. And she casts a spell, and it makes it go back to the way she had it before. It's really dirty and gross.
Do you just like it like that? Is that
Yeah.
bad?
It's more
Really?
natural. It's
Oh,
better.
sure.
It's soft. Touch it.
All right, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go.
It's just smooth, clean feeling. It's like silky. Oh, it's so great.
Disgusting.
All right, well, when in Rome. Oh fuck, that doesn't work. That Rome doesn't exist, does it?
Oh,
When in the bog,
when
it,
when in the
those
bog.
the bog lords do it.
When in Morocco.
When in Morocco.
Belinda, you also see a table and an accompanying part of the wall filled with eyes. Just so many eyes. And they all seem to be like pointed directly at the door. Kind of most of them are clouded over, but there's still pupils and some irises. It's all really quite nasty in this grayish yellow liquid. But yeah, she's kind of setting you down. All right. So, like I said, my name is Andy, and this is my home. I come because I heard that y'all in town of Fairmire needed a little help. Because, that Gallon fella, he's gone. So I thought, well, I'd just make my way over there. Are y'all from Fairmire?
Well, sorta.
We did just come from there, yes. But not all of us are from there, if you know what I mean. In fact, I'd say most of us aren't.
Oh, are you, taking up the mantle of old Gallon?
Indeed, you know of him. That's right. There is replacements, even.
Everybody knows about Gallon here. He's a great guy.
Yes, well, it seems that our information was lacking coming to this place. I'd never heard of the man myself. Again, think he's a bit of a milk drinker, but hey, happy to take his coin.
Would you like some milk to drink?
No, of course not. Got any ale?
Oh, I've got
Brew your own way out here in the swamp. Love
I've
to
got
try it.
a nice strong tea. It's living, if you believe it.
I will try your tea.
She goes about preparing some cups for all of you as you're set
Well, I'm
around this
confused.
table. Are you guys? I hear a couple of them talking. Are you guys other people? Are you just like, all right, let's going in for the ride?
I mean, Story has no hesitation at all.
Oh, okay.
The ladies are outside.
A couple of people. Why don't you make a quick perception check as it's moving about here?
I got a question for you, Andy.
Go ahead. She's kind of preparing this.
Well, you said you came here because you heard he was gone. But isn't this your house? Does your house move?
Of course. If your house doesn't move, that means you only got one home.
That's wise.
Yeah.
How do you move it?
It just does. It's not that important.
Actually, that's a trick I'd like to know. Please
I
teach me,
think-
sir.
I think it's a little beyond you, little feller.
Maybe it is right now. Who knows, though?
Well, you said you came from Fairmire, and I came to help the people in Fairmire. What do you all need help with? It's got this nice beaming smile on its face as it's setting out these drinks. Still steaming.
I'll take a sip.
Pretty good. Sweet,
Also,
tart, a little gross.
alcoholic?
Yes.
Lovely.
Gets you kind of a buzz right away.
That makes sense. I'm about 50 pounds.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Anything that I could help you with at all?
Well, you seem to kind of control animals a little bit. Is that accurate to say?
I can talk to some of them, and I have a special relation. So, Gresh
I see. Well,
ate a lot of my kids at one point.
What?
Well,
What?
you know, it's a crocodile, and sometimes you gotta feed it if you want it to be your
Right,
friend.
well, don't you think it'd be best not to feed your own children to it?
Well, they weren't worth a whole lot at the
I
time.
see, interesting, okay. Things are starting to make sense. Do you happen to have...
Okri, so as you're kind of like perceiving this as walking around,
yeah, okay.
you guys are stepping around, and as you guys are walking on these wooden planks, like you're not displacing and creaking it nearly as much as this tiny little creature is as it's hobbling around. It's thin and lithe, but
Mhm.
every time it steps, the house kind of
Yeah, I
shakes
think
a
I
little
kind
bit.
of know what's happening here. You happen to have any newt eyes for... One of our my companions happens to use it for a bit of magic. We weren't
It's
able to procure
stomps
any from
over,
her.
grabs a healthy dwarf head-sized jar
Dwarf
full of
head-sized jar. Okay.
petrified newt's eyes. Sets it down on the table.
I'll call
These?
Belinda, who I assume is not inside this place because I haven't heard her say anything.
I think we were looking at all the eyes.
This woman has a bunch of newt eyes for you. Perhaps you can barter with her for some. Or many.
I'll give them to you for free.
That's very generous.
Steal.
But
Honestly,
if
nothing
you
wrong
don't
with
mind me
this.
asking, my lady, I don't think anything comes for free. What can we do for you in exchange?
Well, like I said again, I just come to help. Is there anything I can help you with? I
Yes.
intend to make my way over closer to town and see if there's anything I can help the townsfolk with. You know.
Well, we're looking
When was the
for-
last time you were at the town?
Oh,
Maybe a
last
couple
time
nights
I was
ago?
at Fairmire. No. Maybe 10, 15 years.
Been quite
do
a
you know
long
what's
time.
transpired in the town?
I had heard that there was some problems. Seen it even.
You do
I've
a
been
little bit of
keeping
work
my
with the rats.
eye over there. Oh, no.
Well, did you happen to see who did it? That would be helpful to us.
I did see a man who did. I even know the man who did.
Oh, right. Who is it?
It would be most helpful to us if you could just tell us who that would be.
Okay. I could tell you. But I don't know why I should.
Or is there a particular reason you shouldn't?
Well, it would be a great help to
You
us.
said you wanted to help us, and we're asking you how you can help us. Or telling you how you can help us.
Well, what are you gonna do to this man? when
Oh,
you
no, we
find-
don't even know who he is. I don't know what we'd do until we know who he was. We just know that...
That would greatly depend on what he's planning to do.
Oh, well, he's
Is
just,
there any reason you're hesitant to reveal him to us?
he's just spreading the glory of the sound. That's all he's doing.
The what?
And he's got good work to do, so I don't want to disrupt his business. Besides, the thing that he serves is a little spooky.
Well, that's fair.
Who is this spooky thing that he serves?
Oh, no. See, it wouldn't help you none for me to give away all these fun things to you. And besides, even if I told you, you wouldn't remember. So it's not worth talking about past that.
I wonder.
You say we wouldn't remember. It's just hearing the name gonna erase our memory of it.
It can, for the weak of heart.
I think I know what happened to the young lass back there.
Oh, she didn't see it. If she'd have saw it, well, it's all right. It's fine. Fairmire will be all right. I'm gonna go there and talk to some folk there and see how I can change things for them. Well, what are you doing to help the town? I think I saw you talking with the mayor.
We're trying to get some green blood for some elf.
Oh, that's a good idea. I could give you the right path to go there.
That would be quite lovely. We'd appreciate that.
That's perfect. I'll do that for you. I'll draw you a nice, clean map. Just kind of nodding, gigantic smile on its face.
I appreciate it. Thanks for saving our friend from being fish food.
I know what's going on here.
No. It's okay. I'm sorry that even happened to you. Normally, I could keep him from getting too close. I was a little bit slow out of bed. But as it is, yes, it does. Yes, it does. And so, with the jar of the new dyes and a nice map for where you're going, is there anything else I can help you with? Kind of drumming its fingers on the table.
How often do you leave this little chateau you were at? This home?
Well, nearly never, as it is.
But you have eyes
capable
everywhere.
of moving. I've got plenty of eyes. Gestures to the wall.
If I may ask, Andy, as you said, the changes you want to make to the town aren't gonna hurt the people, are they?
No. Well, no. It won't hurt the town, no. It'll give them what they're looking for.
And what is that? What are they looking for?
Loads and loads of bog iron?
That would be good. I could tell them where there's lots of it. I could tell
Perhaps you
where
could tell
there's
me
lots
where
of
there's
it.
lots of it. Been looking for a little bit myself.
I'll mark it on my map for you.
You mean on my map?
Well, yeah, I guess it's...
I really appreciate that. What's her name? Andy. You sure there's nothing we can do for you while we're here in the swamp? We're headed a bit north, and then headed a bit back to the town.
No, that sounds good. You go do that. I'm sure that'll shake things up just enough.
You say it to shake things up. Why? How would that shake things up?
Like I said, I'm not going to give away everything. If you want to know more, you have to give me some. And I don't think you have too much to give that you're willing to part.
Oh,
well, maybe not. But how would you know till you ask?
That's not true. I've got lots of things. I've got 2 bedrolls.
Are you making a suggestion, Mr. Story?
Oh, no. I also have 5 small bags of sand.
That's nothing I can't get all by my lonesome. I'm
Oh.
interested in more matters of the soul and of the heart. And y'all don't know each other particularly well. I don't want to disrupt things too much. But I'm sure we'll get to talk again. I'll be close to Fairmire. You can come and visit me when you come back with your green blood.
Where will we find you close to Fairmire? This is a few days out anyway, so you'll be closer to then.
You know, here. Why don't
Here.
you take this? It's a little whistle. And
Okay.
it's a tiny skull. Looks like a tiny little human skull.
Oh boy. Alright.
Got a hole in the top.
I'll stifle any reaction I have to that and stow it. And I'll mark it.
You just go out to some place that's a little bit quieter. Give it a whistle and I'll come find you. Now, I don't mean to send you off so soon, but I actually planned on moving a little bit closer. You see, this house is kind of... So I need to be on my way, and I think I'm going the other way. So,
Aye.
head on off and get to your task at hand.
Have a pleasant day.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Appreciate you too. Now for that jar of newt size, that's 10,000 platinum piece. Hands out a shaky hand.
What?
I'm just messing with you. No, that's silly. It's free.
Ooh.
Go ahead, take it. It's my gift. I've got like 10 more jars full of them. Those newts are everywhere. All right. Well, it's a pleasure meeting y'all. I love hearing about you story. I hope things go well. Theo, I can see you're destined for great stuff. And Ballywick, whoo, you got quite a voice on you. Carrion, you're young. You'll figure it out. Belinda, oh, there's some people looking for you. And Okri, good luck with what you're hunting for. Holgram, they did do it. I know it. You know it. And they did do it. So, y'all go shuffle off now. Kind of
Alright.
gathering you, picking you up out of your chairs almost. Very strong hands
Yeah, I'll
pushing
get
you
up.
out the door.
Yeah, I'll
Mhm.
I'll just back out of the door and I'll not taking my eyes off this thing as I leave.
You can kind of see some of the torches on the wall. The shadow that's being cast by this creature is
Significantly larger than that of the
significantly
frame of this
larger.
person. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I thought so.
You seem so.
Alright.
Have a good night.
Yep. And you can see your boats are just tied up right on the dock. Right next to your boats is Gresh, just sitting there, looking at you.
Let's get in the fucking boats.
Should we get in the boats?
Nice fishy.
They are our transportation. She already stayed her pet once. I don't think she'll just send it after us again.
Okay, well,
And it isn't nighttime, right?
No.
I think
Maybe mid-morning.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay.
I mean, have a nice day.
That's right.
See you again real soon, Andy.
Good luck on your travels. Watch out for those bullywags.
I guess we'll cast off.
Yeah, you kind of push off, and
Whenever I'm confident that we're out of earshot of that creature, and I don't
Yeah.
see any.
It takes maybe like 5 minutes of you like just going off in literally any direction because you guys just want to get away from this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say to the
It's super
party
odd.
like, so that was not an old hag. That was
That
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 was
was
something
a-
else. There's a creature of great malevolence.
That was
She was a
incredibly
very awesome
uncomfortable.
lady.
Oh my god.
That
What?
was something.
I'm glad we didn't piss it off.
She made us tea, though.
Yes, she did make us tea, but did you not see the signs?
Oh, I can't read.
No, no, the signs of what? That's not. Anyway, she was creaking about her hut or whatever we were in, and all 7 of us weren't making a sound. She's much heavier than she appears, which means she's a big creature, not a
That's
small,
not
frail
right.
old woman. And her shadow, much larger than she appears as well.
You're
A
kind
bit
of
of an illusion magic.
translating all of those events to the people who weren't seeing them. You guys take maybe even 5 more minutes, and you are greeted with sunlight and the heat of the day. Whereas just a few moments ago, there's almost like just this cold chill that you didn't really realize was there until you felt the warmth again.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Okay.
if everything felt just right and normal in the presence of that
So-
creature almost. But then
I
as you left it, you realized that was not right. There's
Yeah.
yeah. But everything looks normal, and you look back and there's no more fog. It looks like you're just heading on the stream, and looks like you're going the right way.
want to open up my journal. I'm gonna
Sure.
write down all my thoughts on this thing, man, chew, whatever you want to call it.
Sure. And as you guys are pedaling your way down the stream, we will take a break there as you're on your second day of your travels, heading to get some green blood. Simple as
Indeed.
that. We'll pick it up from there in a couple of Thursdays, maybe.
Right.
Mm,
Hell yeah.
Love
hell
it.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Welcome, new friends.
Yeah.
2 in
Yes,
1
hello.
session.
Thank you.
Welcome.
There you go.
Good sesh.
See
fun.
where it takes you.